welcome to the Chronicles of Yarnia, the podcast from Montclair's local yarn store. I can't even talk, guys. I'm Jen.
Amanda.
Kathleen.
And clearly I can't talk today. We are a podcast all about knitting and crocheting and stuff you can do with yarn, and all kinds of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to digress a little bit, but
we do
try to rein it in because we got a lot to talk about today.
We do.
Don't we?
We do.
Yes.
Oh,
And I would say we are also known for our opinions, and you're going to get some opinions
yes.
today.
Hashtag we have opinions.
And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. And if you're a first-time viewer, thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome.
And we hope that you enjoy. And comment below, either on our question of the episode or anything at all that you want to ask, share, or ask for our opinion on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we have them.
We
and
do.
we will tell you them, whether you kind of want it or not. Yeah, basically.
And going on right now as well is Vlogmas.
That's right.
That's right. We have already.
It's December.
We have already started
It's the
Vlogmas.
most busiest time of the year.
For Amanda.
For all of us, really, in the yarn store. But, like,
Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of editing going on. So, once you're done with this long episode, which I'm sure it is going to be, I'm already going to call it a long episode.
I
would
think
say
that's
so.
an accurate representation.
Then go check our Vlogmas and stay tuned to that. So Vlogmas, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's sort of like a podcasting or YouTuber thing where every day during the month of December all the way up till Christmas time, so it ends on the 25th, we have a little video, short video, like 7 to 12 minutes, say. Yeah.
Or 20.
Depending on what we're
We
doing.
hope not too
Whoever
many 20s.
sends me 20 minutes of video gets, like, virtual. Because I have to edit them every night.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Yes.
I did. We were talking with some of our newer team members yesterday about, we're going to show you kind of more of the store. We've had Seisha, who's, our key weekday person, Haley, who sometimes joins us on the podcast last year, do an episode, and we've got a couple more staff members at least who will be contributing episodes this year, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But I did give them that 8 to 10 to 12 minute range as the goal.
It's interesting though, and y'all know this, but when you're doing those vlogs, it seems like you're recording so much more content.
So long.
But it actually doesn't, I think we're more experienced in it now, and especially I did our France vlogs and all the Rhinebeck vlogs, right? So you have to record what you think is a ton of content.
And then it gets edited.
Actually gets edited down, and it's not nearly as much as you think it is.
Yeah, but that all takes time. Time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for sure.
That's true.
So, one other thing we usually do at the beginning of the episode is ask, when we remember, is ask Jen what episode number it is.
We used to do this at the beginning.
So, I'm trying to get better with that.
I think it's, because I have the memory of a goldfish, 110?
Way more than that.
Oh, God. 120.
Way less than that.
115.
Yes!
Yay!
And we've also learned how to steer her toward the number.
I'm very good at playing hot and cold.
I was thinking 116, but okay.
I'm pretty sure it's 115.
You're probably right.
I have no idea.
I'm the keeper of the document.
I rely on them to tell me whether I'm accurate or not, because I was like, again, memory of a goldfish.
Yeah, I update the cover every time, but it's been so long, so much.
I know, we've had
so much has
happened
happened
in the
since.
past 2 weeks. It's crazy.
Thanksgiving happens.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Thanksgiving.
the end of what's happened.
That's
Small
true. Business Saturday. I know. I was looking at how little I had accomplished knitting wise in the last couple of weeks since we last recorded, and I'm like, okay, but in between there we had getting ready for Thanksgiving, getting ready for Small Business Saturday, and Friday events and Sunday, and it was Haley's birthday at our house.
Yes.
So there was a lot going on. I feel like I have an excuse for not having quite as much knitting as I would like.
Yeah. It was Max's birthday, my mom's birthday, Thanksgiving, all the post-Thanksgiving stuff. It was a lot. There was a lot going on.
And Amanda had a lot of travel in there.
So I actually have a lot of work done. I am so proud of myself, and y'all get to see it.
Yay.
But the first, even before we got to Thanksgiving, Chad did the JFK 50-mile run. So hi to all of our Maryland viewers. Hi, Catherine. We were down near Antietam on the 18th. for the JFK 50 miles. So what that is, it's a race,
an ultra marathon, right?
Ultra marathon, yeah. So starts at near a high school in one location, or you parked at the high school. It started like in the middle of town, and then went through the Appalachian Trail, so about 20 miles of trail run.
Wow.
And then through on paved trails along, like paved roads, trails, like running trails along the Potomac River.
Oh, wow.
For quite a ways. And then at the very end, the last 8 miles, you get onto like regular roads, like the county highways, and then end up in another town.
So you really hit like trail to
pavement.
All sorts of terrain.
That's a lot of different types of running.
It was crazy. It's crazy.
And 50 miles, man.
Yes. Props to all the marathon runners out there.
Absolutely.
And certainly anybody who's done an ultra, like, that's insane.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
We learned a lot, too. I don't know if Chad will ever do that again. Sorry.
As soon as you say
I see this, like, I mean, it's sort of, there's probably more of us who have given birth, and as soon as you give birth, you're like, I'll never do that again.
Right.
And some of us stick to our word.
Yes, some of us.
Goldfish memory.
Right. Obviously. And my kids joke that how many times I said, I'm done, and then I'm never done.
You're never done.
But yeah, as soon as it was done, he's like, I'm never doing that again. And then last weekend, he was looking up the century.
No.
Oh my God. Oh no.
He's like, well, I did 50 miles. What's another 50?
No.
How?
So crazy.
Crazy people.
Well, and triathlons too. My brother's done triathlons. That's another thing. It's just like, why would you put yourself through that?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I certainly don't. I hate running more than almost anything else on the planet. It's just never been my thing.
My knees are not good enough. Sorry, people.
They have a
I
very
like
cool,
to walk. I will walk a really long way, but
they have a very cool app where you can so Chad had his phone on him. You're not allowed on that because it's trail, and that you're not allowed to use headphones either and listen to music the whole time because there might be people that need to pass you.
Yeah.
And it's just not safe to like use headphones when you're running on trail.
Yeah.
So 50 miles with no sound,
that
just thoughts
would be
in your head.
Oh boy, that does sound like it would make it worse. Honestly,
his time was 11 hours and 15 minutes. If anybody was wondering.
Wow.
He was hoping to do sub 11, but had a potty break in there that took longer than I thought.
I was gonna say, because sometimes that's what running does to you.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, it's like, I can't even imagine, even with training and everything, how would you really know how long you would take for your first one?
Well,
it's really,
right. But
because it's like marathon is hard enough, it's like.
But there's an app now where like he carried his phone, so the GPS tracked him, and like as he crossed every 5 miles, it was supposed to ping, and I would like know, it would tell you like what his pace was, crossed it, and I could like see it. But there's really bad cell service there.
Yeah.
So it pinged at 20 miles, and then it didn't ping again until 40 miles.
Oh my Lord! And so you're like, please don't be eaten by a bear.
We're just dead on the side of the trail,
passed out.
Seriously.
So you hope like another runner would be like, hey, that guy passed out.
And I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would. Yeah.
I mean,
they're all in it together, right? It's like
if you're an ultra marathoner, you're keeping your eye out for others.
It's like the Society of Knitters and Crocheters. We look out for each other.
Yeah,
right?
yes, exactly.
I mean, because let's be real, for like maybe 50 people there, it was a race. And for the rest, it was not a race.
It was like,
can I do it? Yeah, it was a personal test.
Yes,
yeah.
For sure.
Amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, and as I've been talking, I've put in some pictures, and here
That's
I am
amazing.
so proud of him.
So did you go right from the beginning of the thing to the end? Did you
so there were 2 like checkpoints along the way, like where people could. No, 3. So the first one was at 15 miles, and there I learned people change shoes in the middle of these races.
Makes sense.
If you have a
you would wear
support
them
person,
out. Yeah.
that was like towards the end of the Appalachian Trail stuff. And so if you had shoes you preferred on trail, then you'd switch out to shoes you prefer on like
Pavement.
That makes a lot of sense.
That does
actually.
make a lot of sense.
That would have
Yeah.
made his run more comfortable.
Oh,
We didn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
But
So,
now you know for the hopefully
See, and that's what makes people
Hopefully
want to
for
do
nothing.
another one. Use
For no
your lessons
reason.
learned.
I know. It's like you learn so much the first time. You're like, I should apply this the next time. And like,
Except that there really should
Except for
be
you
next
don't
time.
know what to do next time.
yeah, I don't know. But like I said, whatever makes him happy. I'm super proud of him.
Yeah,
I'm super glad he
yeah.
survived.
Yeah,
Yeah, for real.
definitely.
There was
she was
a-
worried. I'll tell you.
I was.
She was concerned.
So-
It is a really amazing accomplishment. Yeah.
It really is. That's a feat that not many people accomplish
Yeah.
with good reason.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But he's been training for that race for almost a year. So.
Wow.
So that was good. I had, because I thought that I was going to go to a coffee shop and hang out for 11 hours.
Uh-huh.
But no, because they had these 3 checkpoints. So it was basically like, go to the next checkpoint, which took 30 minutes, wait 2 hours, be anxious for an hour until it showed up,
Uh-huh.
and then go to the next checkpoint.
Uh-huh. But you had some knitting time in there.
I
Right?
had a lot of knitting
Yeah,
time. So
yeah.
then I was in my car for 11 hours.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And just so you'll see all the progress I made, and I'm super happy for that. So I made a ton of progress there. So that was my first weekend, and then 5 days later was Thanksgiving
Yeah.
holiday. Wow.
It's crazy. This time of year, I feel like time starts to compress. I mean, it's also like full-on birthday season for us.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then like birthdays, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, more birthdays.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a
See-
lot going on.
so you guys both stayed here for Thanksgiving?
Yes, we hosted, which was
in your
nice.
kitchen.
In our new kitchen.
You have pictures?
I have like 2 pictures and they're kind of crappy, but I'll send them to you. One of which is like the array of desserts. We had
Yeah.
7 people total, which was on the small side for us, which is fine. And we had 6.5 desserts.
Wow.
Wow.
That's nice. That's good planning.
It is good planning. I was like, Jonathan
Yeah.
got half a pumpkin pie because he likes half a pumpkin pie. My
Abby got
sister-in-law,
half a pumpkin pie too.
I'm like, it's still
You know
sitting
what-
in our
you know
fridge.
what's so
That
fun?
one's like-
And she got sick on the ride home.
Oh
I-
no! I don't like pumpkin pie.
I love pumpkin pie, and but Haley doesn't, and Haley was coming, home for Thanksgiving and her birthday, and I was in Costco, and I know actually the Costco pumpkin pie is really good,
Apparently they're
but it serves about 20 people.
What?
They're
And I'm like,
huge.
they are so cute. They're
Huge.
like more than a foot across. They're probably 14 inches across.
They're massive.
So I'm like, I can't buy this because I would have to throw at least half of it away, at
Yeah.
least. And so on the local, used to be called Buy Nothing, but like
Yeah,
community
yeah.
gifting group. And I never usually get these things, but I happened to be in the group like 2 minutes after someone posted, flash give, I have a half of a Costco pumpkin pie from their Friendsgiving.
Oh.
I'm like, please.
I'll take it.
So I did.
Oh, that's excellent.
Jean actually finished the last slice this morning for breakfast.
Oh,
And
nice.
it lasted an entire week. It's
Oh my
crazy.
goodness.
But yeah, that was really nice to like not buy.
To not have to worry about.
But you know who actually, if you're local to us and you do love pumpkin pie, I can't recommend the pie store anymore.
the
Their
pie store has
pumpkin
amazing
pie-
pies.
Well, in general, but their pumpkin, it's like bourbon pumpkin or something.
Oh.
It is outrageous. I had it at a Friendsgiving for the first time a few years ago, and
Yeah.
it was like, but same thing. It's like,
I still don't
we're,
like a pumpkin pie.
we're a little family. It's also Haley's birthday.
Yeah.
So we've got birthday cake and everything.
That was one of the desserts. 'Cause
Right,
we got the
right.
half pumpkin pie.
Mhm.
My sister-in-law brought a sweet potato pie. As she said, she's like a friend of hers has been an evangelist over the last couple of years for like sweet potato over pumpkin because why would you serve your family squash for dessert? And I was like,
But why would
I
you
guess
serve a
it's-
sweet potato?
I
It's the
Adult
same.
veggies.
I
that's
That's
fine.
it.
still,
Yay.
I understand that argument. But I'm also like, yeah, I still don't like that flavor profile. So,
Yeah.
and she was like, I was like, bring it though, because
Other people may,
other
right?
people love it. And
Yeah.
like, I got no problem just because I'm not gonna eat it. I don't care.
I was allergic to sweet potatoes when I was really little. It used to break out around my mouth, and there's so many other good things. It's like, I just don't need to do that.
Well, this is the thing. I made Atlantic Beach Pie, which is lemon, like a key lime, but lemon.
Yeah.
In a saltine crust, which
so good.
Love.
Saltine crust.
Yes. So
it's delicious.
good. And you top it with whipped cream and a little bit of flaky sea salt.
It's amazing.
Loved it.
Give me that recipe.
I will. It's super easy.
You might have to give everybody that recipe.
I will.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It is. I get it from the. I have it in a cookbook as well.
Or something?
Food 52 Genius Recipes.
Okay.
That's the best place to find it online. I first
did a
had it.
week of Smitten Kitchen recipes, like, by the way, a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Oh, they're so good.
We had a Smitten Kitchen, a very Smitten Kitchen Thanksgiving.
A very Smitten Kitchen.
Because the next.
It's like a very Charlie Brown Christmas.
Maple nutmeg cream pie, courtesy of Smitten Kitchen.
Oh, yum.
And a tart shell, which I loved. And then an apple pie, which it was fine. Like, I have high standards for my apple pies.
I like apple crumb pie. To me, that's like
a crumb.
I love crumbs.
I did a lattice crust. It was really pretty.
You didn't know Jen was picky until today.
We have opinions.
Exactly.
And then Jonathan made a chocolate cream pie because he's like, I want a chocolate cream pie, but I want it a little bit fancier than like Jell-O pudding. And I was like, you know where you go for that? You go to Smitten Kitchen.
Yeah.
There you go. Exactly.
And I was right. And then an ice cream cake for my mom's birthday.
Nice.
Is that 6
what date is hers?
Hers is the 19th. Max's is the 21st.
Oh yeah. So what did Max have for his birthday?
So Max for his birthday we went to Dave and Buster's.
Oh, fun.
So yeah, if you're 15 and 10.
And you don't have to stay.
Is he into cake though?
No, he is a bar.
No, he had. Yes, there was a bar. We had dinner there and dessert there, and then he has his party today, the day that the
this is coming out.
podcast is being released. And we rented the Scream truck.
Oh, fun.
For half an hour, which I think is going to be amazing.
Yay.
And I was like, sweet, we're going to do that.
Nice.
But yeah, we also did Smitten Kitchen. My sister-in-law they're vegetarian. They brought a vegetarian main/side that was from Smitten Kitchen, the white bean and leek galette, which was delicious. I did the Smitten Kitchen challah and then the challah stuffing from Smitten Kitchen.
Nice.
I did pretzel Parker House rolls, which I've done for years from Smitten Kitchen. Thanks, Deb.
A very
great
Smitten
job.
Kitchen Thanksgiving for sure.
Yeah, I actually had no desserts at Thanksgiving dinner.
Wow.
Wasn't feeling it.
No.
I had a little more turkey.
I thought you meant but that you had some sort
had
there,
them
right?
there. They existed.
I was in Alabama. We flew down on Wednesday after finishing 50 miles on Saturday. We flew down on Wednesday with all the children. So we had 8 people.
Okay.
In our entourage, which means you can't rent any car big enough for all that.
No.
Yeah,
so we had
plus
to take
luggage.
2 cars.
Mm-hmm.
We had to rent 2 cars.
Unless you're going Sprinter van a la Real Housewives.
Yeah,
that never works out well.
No. Windowless Sprinter van.
Children.
I know. But yeah, no, it was fine. So we flew into Atlanta and then stayed. I got a house which I've never done before on Lake Eufaula, which is a lake between Alabama and Georgia. So like as you go down, like not where Atlanta is, but as you go further down south, like the border between Alabama and Georgia is wiggly. That's because it's a river. In 1964, they dammed the river and flooded a bunch of farmland and people's homes and cemeteries and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
But it created Lake Eufaula, which is one of the best bass fishing lakes in the U.S. So I was like, well, that sounds like a fun activity. And it's about, it should be about 45 minutes from my cousin's house. My cousin's house is in Midland, Alabama. We went to the same address, Midway, Alabama.
Oh no.
Which is also 45 minutes away, west instead of south.
Oh,
that was like me on Thanksgiving and on Christmas last year, going to my nephew's original home, not his current home.
So
it's terrible.
We got to Midway, and I sent a text to my cousin. I'm like, I don't think you live here, because it was a dirt road. There's a picture. There's a dirt road and a little cemetery off to the right.
Oh my lord!
It's like, where are
doesn't
you?
look right.
But,
yikes!
Yeah, and I wasn't the only person that did that. Somebody else, his niece with his sister in the car, did that too. So anyway, I didn't feel quite so bad, but that means we started Thanksgiving lunch at 1 instead of noon.
That's still not bad.
It was fine. It was fine, but everybody was
not
hungry, and that was 2:00 New York time. So
Oh, yeah.
we were really hungry. But it was fun. It was nice to see everybody. And then the next day, since we were on the lake, I hired a fishing guide. I'll put the link down below. He was fantastic and took all of us out on the boat in ships because his boat could have 4 adults. So the first time it had 6 people, but one of them was Teddy and another one was Charlie. So
Together, they count
me
as,
plus
like,
me
quarter.
plus Teddy and Beth plus Charlie equals an adult. Each equal an adult. So it was fun. And then our au pair was there. He's from Italy, so it was like his first time really experiencing Alabama culture. And we went fishing for about 2.5 hours with that group, and then came back. And then me and Chad and Abby and Eric went out. And Charlie and Abby really got into fishing. Like,
Fun.
Teddy was mostly enthralled with the little minnows that were the bait fish.
I mean,
sounds, sounds appropriate, right, for that
that's
age?
an appropriate age.
Yeah.
To minnow it up.
Yeah, but Charlie loved it. He caught 5 fish, including a striped bass. We were mostly fishing for crappie out on the lake, which is like I'd say like a 1.5 pound fish this big, nice white flesh, good for eating.
Mm-hmm.
I baked them. It would have been even better, like beer battered and fried, which is what I should have done. But
say everything is better beer battered.
Exactly.
I think I overbaked them a little bit.
Maybe I'll get fish and chips tonight.
Yeah, it would be really good fish and chips. But then Abby and Eric went out. Eric was like, not so into it. He caught 2. Let's see, 2. We came home with 6 experiments. So Abby caught 11.
Wow.
Holy moly.
Wow.
Yeah, she loved it. Now that girl is competitive, as y'all can probably tell from like the ballroom dancing and all that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Once she figures out, like, oh, I can compete at this and win.
Like, I will.
I love it. It's my new favorite thing.
Yes,
Right.
yes. So, as long as it doesn't have to do with math and reading,
Oh.
she can compete at it. She's in. So, she loved it. We were probably out there 3 hours or so.
Wow.
And it was, it's so cool because these fish like clump around like a tree, like an underwater, like I said, it was flooded farmland. So there's submerged trees and houses and all sorts of things.
Wow.
But like the best place to find them is if you find an underwater tree, they'll cluster around the branches of the tree.
Wow.
And you can see with like
So
the sonar
it probably
exactly
wasn't-
where the trees are, and you just like move your boat right over them.
So is the lake
Wow.
not that deep then? Like when
No.
they flooded it, it mustn't be, right?
No, like
That's
the
like-
deepest parts are 30 feet, maybe 40 feet, and then
Wow.
like the
Probably as
a
you
lot
get
of it's like
the
15, 10 feet,
Wow.
like
Oh,
over by our
that's-
dock. Yeah, it's a very shallow lake with a lot of underwater submerged stuff. But
It's like that movie Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
I was
right? Where
just
they-
thinking that.
Yeah, that's the only kind of reference I have for something
Where
like
they
that.
flood the, yeah.
Yeah,
it's that sort of location.
and they're trying to get the loot before it gets flooded, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet there's a lot under that water. But so we did that on Friday. 19 fish. It was nice. My parents came and hung out with the kids.
And
while we were on
Abby
the boat.
caught more than half of them.
Oh yes.
That's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh, that's amazing.
And
She must have been
she
so
stayed
proud
out
of
there
herself.
'cause our guide, bless him, but I'm putting his contact information below. He was amazing. If y'all are ever on Lake Eufaula, it was super fun for the kids as well. Like I would totally recommend it. But he cleaned the fish for us.
Nice.
Oh,
Prepped
so
them,
good.
like
He's
literally
probably
took
so
all
fast
the
at
guts
it,
and bones.
you know?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was so
Yeah.
fast. We had like all the stuff,
Yeah.
but Abby did her own.
Nice.
He taught her how to do it, and she stood out there for the whole thing, guts and blood.
Good for her.
and
You're
whatever.
going to have to take her fishing now.
She loved it, and she caught a 16-inch, 2 pound 1 ounce crappie, which is the 3rd largest he's ever caught,
Wow.
and he saved it for last, and he was like, do you want to eat this one? And she's like, yeah, fillet it up. And he's like, or I could take it back and mount it and send you a picture of it. And she's like, no, I want to eat it. And I was like, Abby, you have 18 other fish to eat.
Yeah, really.
So we ended up giving him that fish. I have a picture of it as well, but not mounted because obviously that's going to take time. But yay! So Abby caught the third largest fish he's ever taken out of that.
That's
lake.
awesome.
That's very cool.
It's going on his wall as a prize.
Nice.
Go. That's amazing.
Yeah, and then the next day, because sorry, I'm very chatty. We've had a lot going on. I told you there's a lot going on.
And we intentionally did not ask Amanda anything before we talked because we just wanted to hear it. Everyone hear it fresh at the same time.
And then the next day, Saturday, Chad and I went to the Alabama-Auburn Iron
Oh, that's
Bowl.
right. And this I did know from
I
Facebook.
saw this. Yes.
So I went to Alabama, University of Alabama, for college. My sister and my dad went to Auburn. And it's a huge rivalry, school rivalry. But
sure.
And then my cousin Todd went to Auburn. My first cousin once removed, Brian, went to Alabama. That's my cousin's son. But anyway, so it's when you're in high school in Alabama, a lot of times you go to one or the other.
Yeah.
And they're both great schools, really top-notch schools, depending on what you want to do. Like if you want to do business or journalism, you can,
That's
teaching, nursing.
Gene and his family, they all grew up in North Carolina.
Yeah.
He went to UNC Chapel Hill. One of his brothers went to NC State. His dad and his other brother went to Duke.
Yeah.
So they have all the rivalries right there within their group.
But they have such good schools.
Yeah.
And then Auburn, of course, is great for engineering, technology, or, a lot of agricultural stuff comes out of Auburn. So, yay.
Yeah, so people are really dedicated to their schools. That rivalry is,
and when you go, the football is super fun.
Yeah.
But, so, we were going to the Iron Bowl. Now, Alabama was ranked number 8, number 8 or number 6 at the time. Now they're number 8. I don't know if they were 6 before. Maybe 6. I forget. Anyway, 8. So they were ranked top 10 in the country. They have in the past, of course, been number 1, national championships, all that. When I was going to school, we had losing seasons because we were banned from bowl games for bribing incoming freshmen. We don't do that anymore. That's against the rules. Learned our lesson. Never do that anymore.
Okay. My school did not have a football team.
Oh, my school did.
Persuade good players to come to your school.
No. We're undefeated since 1964. That's when the last year there was a football team.
But how many people went to your school? It's 2,000 or something?
No, not even.
Yeah.
1,200.
Yeah, it's hard to assemble a team with
team.
that.
Yeah, so there's probably close to that in the band at Alabama.
Yeah.
Oh,
and actually,
more than likely, yeah.
When I was at Northwestern, they broke the record for the most losing seasons in a row in the NCAA Division I. But we used to still go to the games. It was fun.
Did have one of the routine national championship in track, though.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. And
consistently,
Haley's friend who went there was a runner too. Yeah, she ran track for them.
So I was like, well, it was Chad's first time in Alabama for Thanksgiving, and so it's like, okay, let's go. And I only go. It's not like I'm a regular attendee. I might go to a game once every 6 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why not? Let's go to the Alabama game. So I got some great seats. We went to the game, and Alabama was favored to win. Auburn was not ranked. Alabama was favored to win. Oh my goodness, what a game. It was back and forth. The calls by the refs were maddening on both sides, I have to say. Like, on both sides, it was crazy calls. But towards the end of the game, and I showed Kathleen beforehand, I'll put a little picture in, Alabama was going to win up until the fourth quarter, and then, it started, the ESPN, win predictor started dipping into Auburn winning.
Uh-oh.
And way down.
Yeah. Then with just a couple minutes left on the clock, right? Auburn's up 24-20. I'm not going to tell you exactly how it ended. If you got to watch the last minute and a half. I'll link it down below. But it was 24-20. And then Alabama had a shot at, like, pulling it off. And then they totally flubbed it. And let's just say it was 4th down, 31 yards to go.
So no one ever thinks you have a chance when it's something like that, right?
4th and 31, not going to happen. And there was, 34 seconds left on the clock. Alabama won the game. It was the craziest ending of a game I've ever seen. It was insane.
So
it was
fun.
like right there in front of us. It was amazing. So anyway, so that was our Saturday. And then Sunday we came home. We had a late flight from Atlanta. We went by the Coca-Cola Museum.
How fun.
Which is a fun thing to do if you've got to wait till, we had to wait till a late flight. It was, the early ones were stupid expensive. But we went to the Coca-Cola Museum.
And with that many people too, it's like definitely would have added up.
Oh, it was like $2,000 different to,
Yeah,
to travel later.
Worth waiting.
But look, maybe not the best idea to hype your children up on sugar and caffeine before you go on a flight.
Maybe
Just
not.
saying.
Maybe not.
Depends on when the crash hits.
Wow. It was, it didn't hit that soon.
Oh boy.
They're like, ha!
They were crazy. But, I mean, if you're amused, I'm sort of, I guess, hyper kids don't bother me that much. I'm used to it. It's
Oh my
been
God, they drive me crazy.
They drive me crazy
Mine
too.
make me nuts.
I've had hyper kids for 23 years. So,
Yeah.
little kids, right? Like, hyped up on sugar for 23 years. So, I'm sort of desensitized to, like, it doesn't frustrate me. And they were so funny. Like, you could just watch them and they're like, y'all are on.
Sugar? You're on a lot of sugar.
Your mental capacity is not hitting 100% right now.
Sugar, overtired.
Oh, it was crazy.
I mean, that's true. It is funny.
So I'm very glad to be home, though. It was just a lot. That's
a lot. You had a busy.
And that's why I didn't
busy
check my
chunk of
emails.
time.
Sorry, y'all.
Nah, whatever.
I caught up with it on Monday. I was like, oh yeah, emails.
I mean, this is the thing. It's re-entry, right? Like, re-entry this week has been... There's a lot. There's a lot of re-entry.
I'm glad to be back.
But, I mean...
Calm.
I will say... You did get a lot done.
It was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot. I got a lot done with knitting, too, so maybe we should talk about
Yeah,
that.
let's talk about finished objects.
Well, I didn't get to talk about my
Oh, I'm so sorry, Kathleen. Go ahead.
No,
Talk
let's
about your
not.
Thanksgiving. Let's hear. Because it was Haley's birthday.
It was Haley's birthday, yeah. We had a very cozy little Thanksgiving. It was nice. We had some changes of plans because of sick pets and things, which was kind of sad. But we still had a very nice Thanksgiving. I actually amazed myself by how quickly, and I did just buy a
Your
turkey
pet's
breast.
okay now, right?
Oh, and yeah, it wasn't my pet, it was my sister's pet.
Oh, okay. I had a small Anna panic right then.
Oh,
I know.
no.
Like,
Oh, you would have heard.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I wouldn't
we would have
think about
known.
No, do you know what? Actually, Anna is, now that Gene is retired, his, like, main occupation of the day is taking care of Anna, right? Like, he will tell you this. Well, like Jonathan and his dog, right?
Yeah.
So it was time for her annual checkup recently, and they decided that she might be getting arthritis. So she had, no, but this is amazing. So they said, let's try her on this medicine for 2 weeks. She is like a new dog.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. So she really must have been like in pain and everything, and just kind of slowing down a little bit because of that.
Oh,
she loves to play fetch with me. She's playing every morning. Like that's you know, she eats, she goes out, and then we play fetch for a little while. She's so much better. But yeah, sadly, Irene's dog is not doing well.
Oh, I'm sorry, Irene.
Yeah. But so we wound up just being 3 of us at home, and because Haley doesn't like pumpkin pie, we went to Little Daisy the day or two before Thanksgiving to see what they had, and they had key lime pie, which I've never gotten from them before.
Me neither.
Because I usually get it from the pie store.
Yeah.
I wish I had taken a picture of the line of the pie store.
Crazy, right?
Well, usually it runs like down the curve, right, to the railroad trestle. I don't know which day it was. It must have been, maybe it was Tuesday. It actually was running up toward Valley. It was halfway to Valley Road.
Oh my God.
Oh, really?
That's a long distance,
There were like
you guys.
50 people in line.
I drove
It was crazy.
by-
Are you knitting? Do your Duolingo streak. Like, one of the two.
Yeah. I drove by Rosario's and the pie store. Rosario's is the butcher shop right around the corner. Fantastic. On Wednesday and saw the, like, line of like everybody like hunched over, being like, oh, picking up their stuff, and then the same with the pie store where they're all like, oh, picking up their stuff, and I was like,
so yeah, and that was why like I didn't want to spend an hour or more waiting in line at the pie store, because that's the other thing. It's like they have their menu online. You know what your choices are. People get in there and then they start deciding.
Like, well, they do have
oh
at the pie store. They have a lot of other treats though too.
Yeah,
all the British
treats.
I know, but not for Thanksgiving. It's like, just make your decision and go.
Yes.
Right? I don't have a lot of patience for, I don't know, it's like everyone else is waiting too. Just, I'm about efficiency. Anyway.
I know. Or if you're online for an hour beforehand, look at the menu.
Exactly. That's the
That's a
time
good
to do
plan.
it. That's the time to do it.
plan.
So anyway, so we did not want to wait in line, even though I love the pie store, key lime pie, and I'm probably going to get it again for my birthday this year. It's so good.
Well, then you can compare and contrast.
But so, Haley and I went to Little Daisy, and so what they had a nice sized key lime pie for 3 people. We're like, great, we're going to try that. It was so good. It was really good. So that's another good choice. So I don't think they're going to make it all the time. I think they just had it as like an alternative. As an alternative for pumpkin pie, for people that don't like pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
It literally was those were the 2 pies that they had, at least when we were in there.
Pumpkin
and their pumpkin looked really good too. But I thought the key lime was like so nice after the turkey and everything.
That sounds
It was
delicious.
really
I
yummy.
love the citrus.
Yeah,
I might
me too.
have had
Me too.
some dessert
If we'd had those
if
options,
there'd
right?
been a key lime.
I mean, come to my house. I always have something citrusy.
Yeah.
I strongly prefer citrus. I mean, and this is
I did have a second plate of butter beans.
I do love butterbean.
Oh my! Like
I'm
they
telling
were
you,
so good. They
you
were
need to
fresh.
make the white bean and link galette.
yes,
It
that sounds so
was
good.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
Um,
all the Smith kitchen recipes are
I mean,
yummy.
you can't go wrong.
Does anybody have some light bulb stitch markers handy?
I might. Well, actually,
I might go.
we should.
We should start talking about.
Let's start talking about it.
All right. So the day
Christmas.
after Thanksgiving was Haley's birthday.
Yes.
So we had a nice time. She requested yellow cake with chocolate frosting, which is what she and her dad call chocolate cake.
That's easy.
That's Jonathan. Jonathan likes the yellow cake chocolate frosting.
Yeah, the classic. Oh, thank you. And I'll grab some up at the register if I can.
I mean, I definitely. I have them all over my shirt.
So yeah, Haley actually worked here on her birthday. So we were talking about what an adult she's getting to be. She turned 23.
Grown up. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
You're much better.
It's funny. I have I could use like 4.
Oh.
Thanks.
There you go.
Oh,
Those aren't
thank you.
light
No,
bulby.
well,
Do they
Can you
do
use
those
that?
work?
yeah, I can, but
There you go.
can I just? I'll borrow hers because I don't want to have to. She's not going to care if I lose those.
That's true.
So I
Okay,
will
if you lose
replace
those.
them. I don't want to lose your nice markers. So I'm gonna mark all of my decreases because this is not in the pattern,
Oh.
and I'm doing it.
There you
So
go.
I want to really know that I'm doing it. So yeah, so we should actually start talking about.
Yeah.
We should start talking about some knitting
Well,
content.
let's start with
and
finished
crochet.
objects.
Yes, let's start with finished objects.
Amanda, do you want to go first? Kathleen, do you want to go first? Who wants to go first?
I'm going to talk about around town later, so just stay tuned because I actually have things that are going on around town that we'll get to later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's just talk
but
about.
we've done.
We've done like a solid 30.
But there's so much now.
There's so much at this
so
time of the year.
much.
Yeah, and actually because of the, not traveling on my part and doing a lot of setup for, we had a charity and knitting event on Friday and
So fun.
small business. It was a lot of fun. We should have taken pictures of that. I wish I had thought
I
about
didn't
it at
think
the
of that
time.
either.
Small Business Saturday was really big, and we appreciate everybody's support. It
Absolutely.
was great, and Sunday was just as good. Honestly, I was not here at all on Sunday, but saw from our sales and the team that was here. It was another great day.
It was the Insta
That's
reel.
awesome.
That's what did
It was the Insta
Yes,
reel.
the Insta reel
These
was,
two.
which it's there's always a little bit of learning curve. It's like
Yeah.
it was in the Dropbox. How do we get it from the Dropbox to
How do we
Instagram?
do that?
But I
If
did
you guys
eventually figure it
don't
out.
follow us on Instagram, we're Shop Yarnia on Instagram, and we're doing all kinds of fun stuff there. The other thing is that we should mention, just in terms of the around town kind of Thanksgiving, like
I'll
the
do
charity
really fast.
knitting,
Actually, I'll do it right now. I'll tell
Yeah.
you really fast what's around town.
we are collecting
Yes.
hats for kids in Montclair schools, organized by our friend of the store, Kimya.
Yeah.
Friend of the pod. And we're collecting until December 13th.
Yes. my
December
birthday.
13th. Yes, your
It's
birthday.
very easy to remember.
So if you're local, we are collecting hats for kids that get distributed to Montclair students in need. So just that goes everywhere from kindergarten through 12th grade. So we're taking a wide range of sizes, and yeah, we do this every year with Kimya, and it's fantastic.
I should actually
it.
do a count. That's something I can do on Instagram every day. I'll do a count of how many hats we have.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So
That will be fun. And we're also still collecting for Knit the Rainbow.
yes, and we need to talk about getting stuff
I know.
over to them.
We might do that the week between Christmas and New Year's if they're around.
No.
And I have 3 other things, real
Yes.
quick. I'm just going to do real quicks.
Do
So you don't have to wait.
do a bullet point around
Yes.
town.
So tomorrow, December 3rd, in Madison, New Jersey, is the Weihnachtsmarkt, the German Christmas market.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yes. I love a German Christmas market.
Yes. So that is tomorrow, December 3rd, Sunday. Coming up, I'm a member at St. Cassian's Church here in Montclair, but they have 2 events coming up that if you love Christmassy things, they have a Christmas carol sing on Sunday, December 10th at 5 p.m.
Ooh.
And then they have Breakfast with Santa on December 16th. You can register online, and registrations for the Breakfast with Santa, you have to turn those in by the 13th. So, and that's in the gym of St. Cassian's School. But that'll be super fun. And then one that I was telling Kathleen when we were planning Vlogmas, we're planning to go to the Panettone Festival in Long Island City, Queens. So that's coming up the following weekend, the weekend of the 13th, right? The 12th, 13th, something like that. That weekend. The second is a Saturday.
Second to Saturday, yeah.
So the 14th will be
The 14th.
No, the 16th.
16th.
Yeah,
yes.
that's right. My birthday's a Wednesday. Yeah.
So that's the weekend of the Panettone Festival in Long Island City. So
That'll be fun.
yeah, so those 3 events are coming up. They just flashed real fast across the bottom, but you can go back and pause if you are really interested in them, and there's links down below.
Yay, links down
Yay.
below.
Nice.
So let's move on to finished objects.
Yes.
And Amanda, go first.
Yay! Okay. I'll go from biggest to smallest.
Okay.
I finished my vest, y'all.
Yay!
So
So
It is-
cute.
yay.
Uh,
So after the misadventures of a very small neck, 2 weeks ago,
yeah, it looks so
I
good.
ripped it out and actually I
That's
I counted and did math, y'all. I measured things. I did
Mhm.
division and addition.
So just generally, what did you wind up doing to address the?
So I
The
liked
list of
the
things. Ratio.
the ratios here.
Mhm.
It worked
Right.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So I just measured how long, like laying flat, how long it
Uh-huh.
was here per, however many stitches, and applied that same ratio here.
Okay. Cool.
And then I subdivided multiple times, and you can see I still have my stitch marker count, so
Okay.
I have a ton of stitch markers on here.
So that's how you
Uh-huh.
pick up 10 between those stitch
Yes.
markers and
Yeah,
10
yeah,
between
yeah.
those stitch markers.
Yep.
Smart.
So that's how I did it. So the ones on this side are actually my decrease markers. So
Okay.
they're spaced evenly from the V up to the shoulder,
Uh-huh.
Got it.
right? And so then I just followed the lines across and put stitch markers the same spacing on the other side
Uh-huh.
too. I'm keeping those in even though this is finished and all ends are woven in because I haven't written the pattern yet. I need to know where my
You
decreases
need
are.
to know where
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
I have
Makes
decrease
sense.
markers. You can see on the back. I have start your shoulder or your arm
Your arm
Mhm.
shaping.
Yeah, I've got stitch markers all over the place on this, but
Love
those
it.
are like my guideposts for when I do it. So this is the vest that I designed. I started it in October, right before Rhinebeck, and finished it. And I used I'll come up and show you. And I named it, I think. see if you like it. I think I'm going to call it the Fullerton vest.
I love it.
Oh,
Right.
nice. Yeah.
That's a good name.
So yeah.
Definitely.
So, and if you come to Yarnia, our store is on Watchung Ave in New Jersey, or in Montclair, New Jersey, but the cross street right next to us is North Fullerton.
It's a good name.
So-
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
So it's the Fullerton vest. It's made with one skein of the La Bien-Aimée boucle, merino boucle, and one skein of Hillesvog lamb's wool. Vilja base, I think, which Beth brought home from Norway. It's sort of tricky to find Hillesvåg in the U.S., but super similar is Finalgarn, which we carry here in the store.
Yeah.
So, like, extremely similar and interchangeable. But since I had it, I wanted to. I was really interested.
And you always remember that,
Right.
she brought you that yarn.
She very much wanted me to knit with her yarn that she brought me, and I really don't often knit with yarn that's not Yarnia yarn. So
but that was a good reason.
This is
That's a good reason. And also, like, it's good to know what you can sub in.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
For others, because this is the thing. Yarn substitution's totally a thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, certainly. Well, so I finished this. I need to write it up, and then I have a few folks, you guys included,
Yes.
who have already reached out, and then I had a couple others on Ravelry who reached out and said
Nice.
that they would like to test it. So that'll be
Cool.
fun. So I've got to write it up and then grade it and then get it tested.
I've got to pick my boucle.
Yeah.
My boucle. You just use one skein of boucle?
Yes. Yeah.
Love it.
I had leftovers.
Ooh.
So we'll have to see. I had quite a bit of leftovers. Like, I don't know.
Oh, good.
It's, quite a bit. And then I think I might re-knit it because there's a few things I want to change. Like, I picked up stitches, but you know me. I didn't do precise math, and I really need to, now that I know this neck size is correct, I need to do precise math to figure out, like, exactly how many stitches you need to do to have very nice knits and purls that end up correctly here. And then, because you can see I fudged very slightly just to get these, like...
Yeah, to do the center double decrease.
The center double decrease, yeah.
May I make a suggestion when you write the pattern is to also give the ratio of what you pick up, not just the suggested stitch count, and explain why.
Okay.
Because the fact that, like, if you pick up at it, I mean, I routinely throw out the instructions. Not literally, sometimes. When picking up stitches, and I'm like, I'm going to pick up however many the fabric needs. But if there's
That's what I did the first time around.
Exactly. And so you want to be like, because the stitches are compressed or not compressed or whatever.
Yeah, just...
like, you need to pick up at a specific ratio in order to get a neck that will fit over your dang head.
Right. Hopefully we already have had the cautionary tale for all viewers, but perhaps not all pattern readers in the future.
Yeah.
But yes, I want to do it again, and I'm thinking y'all can help me decide. I want to use. I love this electric blue.
I saw that on the table when I came in. I was wondering what that was about.
I love this electric blue. I really want to use it. This is the Femme d'Amate, 98% mohair, 2% silk. So it's just a lot of mohair.
It's the floofiest floof you've ever seen.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do I do like a really beaded thing? Because this is the cricket. And I think that would be really cool. And I could wear it with so much. Or I think it would also look really nice in springtime.
I like that.
Yeah.
I
tend to like contrast. Because I think you're going to lose the pattern a bit if you do.
I'm sort of okay with
the
that.
Other one.
Like this is more monochrome.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think also, but one of the reasons I think this as your main or your contrast, I don't know,
the border color.
The border color.
The block.
Is because then you get also the sample of like a bright color.
Yeah.
And a neutral like flock,
this
right?
Would probably be
a
more useful sample.
Yeah. Because it just shows, I mean, because that's one of the things that I think is hardest when you're doing patterns and also samples is like, what does it look like if you do it in a different colorway? What does it look like if you swap your light with your dark?
There's pops of this blue.
And there's pops of that blue, so it really pulls together. I do like it with the cricket, though.
Me too.
I mean, I love the cricket.
Anyway, so, yay, that's happening. This will happen, but maybe not until after the holidays, because I got to write the pattern first.
And there's
then
Vlogmas.
Follow my own pattern. Yeah, and there's Vlogmas. So there's that. This is finished, though.
Yay!
So happy.
I love it.
And I
It's
love
gorgeous.
the name. I think that's great.
I do too. Vlogmas, great name.
Okay, then I told you last time I wanted to finish the baby knits so that I could start on gift knits in December.
Yes.
I did that at the window and just started gift knits because I like them. So, and I finished 2.
Woo,
So
all
these
right.
are going to be teacher gifts.
Oh, pretty. Very nice.
This is the Dotty Cowl by All About Me.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Nice.
And I used the, what do you call it? The Harriet Grape.
Wow.
These are one skein. It uses pretty much all of one skein. This is the Dotty. I knit these on a 9.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I used a 9. I started with the bulky Dotty because, like, theoretically it's bulky, but it's really an errand.
Yeah.
So, yay. I actually changed stitch counts. This one is the pattern, right? Which is not this is it's a, so one skein, Harriet Grape. It is a nice, simple pattern. Harriet Grape feels so lovely.
It
like,
does. It's so like
when we-
luxurious.
When
and,
we
like,
first opened, like this was right on the right-hand side of the wall in the center when you walked in. And we used to sell so much of it. Now it's in like the very top right by the register. So if you come in,
it's
like,
not
it's
as easy to
hidden up
find
there.
in a way.
you gotta know it's there.
but it feels luxurious. It feels like, you know, if someone's like, I only like cashmere.
Right.
Like this is the kind of, it's 100% alpaca, $24.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It's a great deal.
So you can get something that feels extremely luxurious for a good price for a gift knit. So there's this one. This is the original pattern. For the second one, the teacher that I'm knitting the second one for, this is Eric's teacher. I've actually had this skein of yarn to knit her a cowl since Abby was in her class, and now Eric's in her class. I got distracted 2 years ago. But she has bigger hair, and I was afraid like this might not go over, so I just increased by 12 stitches the circumference, and so it's a shorter cowl, but a wider circumference.
Still a nice,
and
so
it
she
still
can,
drapes really nicely.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's so cute.
So yeah, this pattern is, you can modify it in increments of 4, just plus or minus. Whatever. Yeah. So this one is 12 stitches more around, a little bit shorter because I just sort of went until, if you really want to be technical about it, you can weigh your skein when you start, which it should be 100 grams, and then, but sometimes it's like 102 grams, and then weigh it after you finish the first 3 rows of rib, right? Your cast on plus the first 3 rows, and that tells you how much you need for the end.
Yep. It's funny. In hashtag opinions today, we're going to talk about some of your favorite knitting tools.
Oh yeah.
One of mine is a scale.
Absolutely.
Smart.
It really is. It really, really is.
I would have done
it
that.
It just makes your life so much easier if it's convenient. At that
I would have done that, except all the batteries in our scale. I have 2 scales at the house. Their batteries are dead in both of them. So I think that's been cooking with them.
Probably.
It is amazing how fast they
mine.
go. It's amazing how fast they go.
When you're using them for everything.
Yeah.
So I think that's all I have finished.
Okay. Cool.
I blocked the baby sweater, but I'll show you that when I have like I'll put it with the set of stuff that's continuing on.
Nice.
So anyway, so those are my finished objects, which I'm super happy with.
Excellent.
Why
don't you go?
I have a finished object. Finally, I have the. Was it Tsubami? Tsubaki. I keep doing that.
Tsubaki Pullover.
Well, because it is so
Tsubaki
close to
Pullover.
Tsubami, that's
It's
why.
it's still a little damp from the blocking yesterday, but I finally finished it. This was my sweater class
so pretty.
from last spring.
Yeah.
And I basically just put it, like, I had done like all but 6 repeats of the body and the ribbing, and I just put it aside for the summer. So I was finishing it because I needed my size 5s.
Yeah.
Which I'm using. I love this sweater. I think it fits
So
exactly the way I want.
I like this here.
Right?
Yeah, the shoulder is so
The
nice.
shoulder
Beautiful
detail
shoulder shaping.
is so nice. The chunky, drapey cables are so nice. I love the detail on the sleeve, the zip up. It's just a really well graded, well designed pattern. It's essentially a top down set in sleeve with a little bit of a saddle shoulder going on. It's really delightful to knit.
Hey.
Loved it.
And beautiful.
Loved it.
And beautiful. It looks great.
Yeah. So this is in Labyaname sock and mohair silk. Silk mohair? Which one?
Mohair
Mohair
silk.
Mohair silk. They all call them different. And they're both in the color Amy's Flashy Lipstick.
Yeah.
So
I love it with jeans. It would look so good with black pants also.
Right?
Yes,
I'm
it was.
like,
Honestly,
once...
you could do like a chunky necklace and wear it for a party.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
totally do that. I really like actually where the sleeves hit. That was the one thing that I wasn't 100% sure on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the construction of the sleeves.
Yeah.
I was giving myself a range of anywhere from here to here would be fine.
Uh-huh.
But I'm very happy it hits
Cool.
right at my wristband. That's
That's your
exactly
favorite.
that's my favorite. It's
Mm-hmm.
my favorite. So I highly recommend this pattern. It is not the easiest, but trust in the pattern.
Yeah.
I will
Uh-huh.
say this is one where it is very well thought out. The instructions are very well done, and she includes video tutorials for things that you need video tutorials for.
Nice.
But yeah, really loved it.
Cool.
So very pleased. And then I used my size 5s for something that you'll see in a minute.
All right.
Yay!
Cool. So I only have one new finished object, and it
You have
is...
an old finished object.
You have an
You're
old
wearing
finished
I have an
What
old
you're
finished
wearing.
object. This is my annual wearing of the Grand Opulence Tapestry sweater by Deborah Newton
Lovely.
from Vogue Knitting 1980 something.
Love it.
It was one of the first sweaters I ever made because I didn't know Intarsia was supposed to be hard.
Sometimes that's the way to
Just
do it.
go for it. Just go
Just
for
do
it.
it.
That's what I say. And yeah, so I love it. It's very comfy. And what I was looking at this morning before I put it on, remember how we talked about how as how old knits look so perfect and
Yeah.
people say, oh, the knitting was perfect. No, it's just been blocked. I wash it before I put it away every spring.
Yeah. So,
So-
I mean, if you think that your knitting is uneven, it's not really just blocking a bunch.
Yep. Yeah. Look
I
how
mean, maybe
even
it is, but
big
meh.
decreases look so nice and neat.
Yeah.
Or they're probably, they may have been decreases. I don't even remember. It's like I knit it that long ago.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You're like top
But-
down, bottom up. Who
but
knows?
I think it was bottom up actually, which makes sense.
That
for the
makes
time
sense
period.
for the time, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Not a lot
Historical
of top down
knitting.
going on. The
Um,
historical trends.
And so from historical to today,
Yes.
one of the things we love to do around this time of the year is put together kits for people to do, what we call grab and go gifts. And actually, we changed up. One of the things we did last week
Oh,
too was
yeah.
change up.
Look at
This
that.
is why I have no finished object.
Right.
we
Perfect.
rearranged
Just
a lot of
down
the
a
store,
little.
so this is now our knit collage cabinet. Noro has been relocated to another spot, and we've still got a few more changes to make. But anyway, it's good. It's good to switch it up, and really we wanted to
Yeah.
feature this. So we still got one of our samples. I don't know if we can see that behind you.
Yeah, you can
Not
definitely
really.
see it
Yeah.
behind
My
me.
plaid party Cardi.
Yeah,
I thought
exactly.
it was actually nice to have this back here with
I
a
do
sample
too.
on it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
now
we
you'll
could
start seeing
We could even change it out, maybe.
this little lady with
Yeah.
Yeah.
a new sample every week. Yeah, so
Um,
this is Plaid Party Cardi, by the way.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
at least have 3 knit collage things that we can switch between it if we want to keep
That's
it
true.
like with the cabinet. So one of the things, scarves are a great gift item, and I was looking at some of the knit collage scarves, and I thought, let's do something that would be easy and achievable for people to do pretty quickly.
Totally.
So this is a scarf based on the Sunrise Chevron shawl pattern. The pattern is called shawl, though I think it's like a scarf or a wrap for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this version is 2 repeats wide of the lace. The other version is 3 repeats wide of the lace.
Mhm.
So it's still only ever going to be, this is like 9 inches. It would be like 13 and a half inches.
Yeah.
And it's a rectangle basically. But it does have, because the chevron, you got little chevron pointy ends there.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I decided I started at both ends. Like I started with a skein of daisy chain, and this is, I forget which blue this is. Actually,
Pretty. This blue is pretty.
It's in
Oh,
the
it's in
kit
this one.
too. Yeah, it should be on the receipt.
Frosty Azure.
Yes.
Ooh.
So I'm not a blue person, and I knew this was the store sample, so I'm like, I'm going to pick something that I think is really pretty that I would never wear myself.
Yeah.
So hence
It's
Frosty
so
Azure.
pretty.
Yeah, it's one of those things I was thinking about what to make, and it just popped into my head like as a fully formed idea, and
Yeah.
and then
Perfect.
I knocked it out. So yeah, I did 1 repeat of the lace in the daisy chain, and then I did 3 repeats in the spun cloud, another 1 repeat of daisy chain, 3 of spun cloud, and then I did 1 more of daisy chain, And then I put those stitches on hold, and then I started, again
perfect.
with the chevron ends, 1 3 1 3, and then I just Kitchenered those together. I grafted the two together.
Nice.
So that is like a straight line, but you know what? It's going to be the back of your neck.
Right.
It's fine.
And yeah, so I to me it was more important to have points at both ends that matched.
Yeah.
Yes.
That I
agree.
thought was a nice
I
detail.
love it.
So I think I did it probably over 3 nights.
And was it one skein?
Here, let me
each?
show.
1 skein each.
Oh.
Yeah. And I just steam blocked it.
Oh yes.
I am
yeah,
all
that's
about the
their
steam blocking
recommended.
lately.
That is such.
That's
that
the
would be
recommended
such a
blocking,
cute gift
too.
for like making that for like a teenager
It's super pretty.
Yeah.
or a grown up.
Mhm. and we did we'll talk more.
How fun is that?
We can talk new in store later, but we put together a ton of kits of this, and you can either do it with daisy chain and spun cloud or get one of the mini skein kits.
Oh
and
yeah.
spun cloud.
Yes, you could alternate.
So, and that actually is how the pattern was originally written, just as buying 2 sets of mini skeins or 3 sets of mini
We're
skeins.
just doing.
But the spun cloud is so pretty, and it's like a good background. It's a good
It
like
is.
neutral
It really
base for
is.
if you want to highlight one of the other yarns. So
I think it's lovely. How long did it take you?
like
all told?
3 evenings.
Yeah. So I mean, this
Yeah.
is the kind of thing where
Yep.
it's so stylish. It's so cute.
And you know what? Honestly, this is the kind of thing too. If you're spending the holidays with someone, you could give it to them either as a kit and say, "I'll make it during the
Yes.
week," or on the needles and finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you know what? Make one for yourself.
Make one for
in the way I
yourself.
usually
Selfish
do.
knitting.
Selfish knitting rules. But anyway,
Speaking of hours, this one I
Yeah.
did while I was editing the podcast last time.
yeah, perfect.
I love a quick gift.
Yep.
That was
So this
I love
is a
that.
store sample. This will be here in the store. If you're local, if you're nearby, come on in and see it. But really very fun to do, and it's in my Ravelry right now, and I think I've got pretty good notes, but I will definitely beef them up and copy it to the Yarnia shop. We
Copy it
have
to
been
the Yarnia one.
so bad about that
That's
lately.
hard.
We really
Yeah. But the nice thing is also.
Well, if you know
like-
what individual made it, you can
Yeah.
go and look at their Ravelry.
Yeah, exactly.
and all the Ravelries are linked below.
Yes, always. So,
But if you look at mine, I don't have any projects for like.
I'm
a
really
long
bad.
time. I'm really bad.
Kathleen's much better.
Let's make that a 2024 resolution.
At least I don't know. Partly, I just like to be able to look back and know what I
Me
did
too.
because otherwise I would not
I
remember.
do too, but
I
that
look back at
requires.
my Ravelry and like all the time. I'll take pictures of everything I have here for sure because I really need to get these projects up.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
Very
It's I do it because I enjoy it kind of. So it's like, and the way I start usually is when I'm working on a project, I just take a couple pictures. I've got a spot in my house that's really easy
Yeah.
to just. Well, it's easy most of the year. Not at this time of the year when the light is coming in so hard.
Yeah.
Winter's a little harder for taking
Winter
pictures.
lights.
But, I try to take a picture on the day I start, and that way, if I don't actually start the project, I can look back and say, oh, look, I started on X day.
Here's when
Or,
I
or
started
it's close
it.
enough.
Yeah.
It's close
Yeah.
enough if it's within a few days.
That's
So,
true.
anyhow.
Do you have any other finished objects?
I do not. That
All
is
right.
it. I
Should
have-
we dive right into whips?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to go? Or do we want to circle back?
Let's circle back. Why don't you
Okay.
start again, Amanda?
Amanda.
Brace yourself.
Uh-oh.
Get a drink. Like I said, I've been busy. Okay, well, I'll tell you about what I'm working on first. This is, I got this to a point yesterday where I could just like knit it around. This is Helen Stewart's Marzipan Mouse Hat from
Aw.
Knit Vent this year.
You.
So this is a hat, I don't think I can actually put it on because it's on 16-inch circular.
Uh-huh.
But it's got like little ear flaps.
Oh, yes.
Cute.
So, so when I have more depth here, it'll go over your little ears. And then there's little mouse ears. You like pick up stitches on the top and make
So
little
cute.
mouse ears.
Cute. Cutie cute.
Yeah, so in probably an hour yesterday, I did. So we talked about short rows last time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This pattern has short rows. They are garter short rows, which means no wraps. Just
Or
turns.
no picking up.
Just
Yeah.
wrap it
They don't
in.
even-
And no wraps. Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
even wrap. She
Yeah.
don't even wrap.
You're
it's
right.
just turn.
All right.
It's just knit and turn and knit and turn. So you just like literally flip your work over, and it's sort
Uh-huh.
of like you're starting at the beginning of a row.
There you go.
So yeah, there's no wrapping. So this is the Marzipan Mouse Hat. It's from Knit Vent, Helen Stewart's Knit Vent this year. And I am using this color,
Pretty.
which is Sinful Yarns. You
Oh,
remember
that's right. Yeah, from Woolen Folk.
Yeah, so this is from Woolen Folk.
I was trying to
Sinful
remember
Yarns.
when you were first holding it up. I'm like, where's that yarn from?
I know.
What's the
Again,
color name? It's really pretty.
Can't adult today.
Perfect. Yes,
Love
and it is very Abby. It's very
so appropriate for a little mouse hat.
Right.
yeah.
So, and this is for Abby, so I think she'll really like it. That's such a
It's that's such an Abby color.
Totally, it's gonna look great
I
on
really
her.
like. I'm gonna actually when Jen's talking or somebody else is talking, I'll look and see if this color is up on her shop right now. By the way, guys, this yarn's in Alaska's shop.
Yay.
But it is showing up, or it's turning out really well. There's no pooling. The colors are really evenly distributed, and they're all sort of the same tone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's
Same vibrancy.
yeah,
Mhm.
and the same
Nice
like depth of
mid-tone.
color.
Yeah.
So
It's a really nice multi.
it's a very
It is
yeah.
very fun.
It's
yeah.
it's really really well done. So very good job, Alaska. I love it.
Cool.
So I had this. I actually bought a skein of yarn, and I'm using it promptly.
That's such a nice feeling, isn't it?
Yeah,
I feel like you need a gold star for that.
I know. Oh, and I
You
have
need
my
more awards.
I have my little Christmas
Yes.
tree stitch marker
Oh,
for my beginning of round.
Cute.
I know. I
So-
need to find mine and get. Well, I know where they are. I need to get them out.
This is I have a little Christmas tree. I don't know. I think this maker isn't making Christmas tree, or they're not making ornaments anymore. She was actually based in Huntsville, Alabama. That's where I'm from.
Ah.
But it's a progress keeper, so on the little lobster clasp, I want to use it as beginning of row, so I just clipped it on a Cocoa Knit solid round
Yep.
stitch marker.
Yeah.
And now I have a cute little
That's what I've
beginning of
done
row
on mine
stitch
too.
marker.
Exactly. It's so, and it really catches your eye. You're not
Yeah.
gonna like let that go by
What's
without
that?
noticing it.
So there's that. I started that. Okay. So I finished 2 teacher gifts. I started the next ones because each of the teachers, these are for their main teachers, and then Charlie's class has an aide because he's in kindergarten, and Eric has one main teacher, and then the teachers for the 4th grade like switch, or for the 4th and 5th grade switch, and he has another teacher that teaches like history, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I started an old knit vent project. This is going to be the Homebody Mitts by Helen Stewart from 2019 knit vent. I have all the knit vents since 2018 in my Ravelry library, so I can
Nice.
just always like go and find something that fits with the yarn I want to use. And I am using the Pasquale Tibetan.
Nice.
I was dying to use this yarn for Christmas gifts. So
Delicious.
yeah. And I think I'm going to modify this. I think I'm going to take out, they are quite long on the wrist. They don't have thumbs. It's just like a hole for your, it's like wristers, right? Like here, they're faux cables, so it's not even real cables, and then it's just a hole for your thumbs and then ribbing at the top. I think I'm going to take out 2 cable repeats on the arm just to make sure that I don't want to knit with 2. I don't want to get another skein.
Right. You want it to be a one skein project.
one skein
I want it
project.
to be a one skein project.
Yeah.
So-
So always scans.
How much are the Tibetan?
23.
$23 gift knits with luxury yarn.
Very luxurious.
Yeah.
Yak and merino.
Yeah,
Much
so
better than
this
a
is-
mug.
This is going to be the
Yeah,
teachers.
really.
And this is going to take me 2 days because I started it last night. I would have finished more of it, but I left my 5s in the other, or 7s. They're on. This is. Wait, let me think. This is on 3s and 7s. Yeah, I think it
That
is.
scans with the weight
Yeah, I think it is on 7s.
because you want your mitts knit a little denser.
And what is the name of the pattern again, Amanda? The
Homebody.
Homebody?
Yeah, homebody mitts.
I basically need to go through Helen Stewart's knit vent and
I
then
know.
pick for
Such
teacher
a,
gifts.
Such a good
Yeah.
idea.
Well,
Yeah.
and also, like I said, I often pick with the yarn first and then go and find
See what works
which
with
pattern
what you want to
works with
use.
it.
Yeah. Nice.
And
That's a good
like I
idea.
said, I like using some of our luxury yarns that,
Like in a small quantity. It's still
Yeah.
a very luxurious gift, but you're not
I feel like a
spending
one
time.
skein project is perfect.
Yeah, both time and financial.
Or-
right?
If you're doing a bunch,
Yeah.
like your Prosecco mitts,
yes,
Yes.
Those
The-
are good
the mix
because
and
it's
match
like,
kind of, yeah.
you know, 3 colors and you can mix and match different ones
Yeah.
and, you know,
Yay.
works out well.
Yep.
So these are the 8 gifts. They're already on the needles. So I feel like this is very accomplished for the date we're recording, not even in
Yes.
December yet.
Yeah, exactly. It's still November real time.
These I think, no, I'm going to do a hat for our au pair.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all of my gold gift knitting for this year.
Very
That's
nice.
pretty solid.
Very nice.
So, yay, go me.
Woohoo! I have no gift knitting this year.
I have some gift knitting that I haven't started yet.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm a
just-
last minute gift knitter.
Mhm.
Sometimes people get things
Well,
on the needle.
It was funny. I actually felt like I was channeling you, Amanda. I'll talk about that later when I talk about one of my works in progress.
Yeah.
About like setting goals for the day and everything. I was like, yay, picking up all the
Do you have
tricks.
more whips?
I do. I have 3 more whips.
All right, let's go.
Wow.
I know.
Whip it up.
Okay, y'all, I'm so proud of me.
Oh yeah, how's
It's
it
not
going?
done. Obviously, it's not in finished objects yet. But
It's
this
closer.
is what I worked on while Chad was running 50 miles.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I texted these 2 because I finished the puff stitch round
Mhm.
while he was going. That was a huge accomplishment. And
Absolutely.
then over Thanksgiving, actually just last night, before Thanksgiving, before we left, I finished the body, like the whole main body, and now I'm 2 rows into the border.
Yay.
Yay!
Border. That's
Ardith.
amazing.
So this is Ardith by Hooked on Baby Girl Ardith by Hooked on Sunshine.
That's beautiful.
Ah, so
This is
gorgeous.
Catherine. It's going to be Catherine's baby girl blanket. Baby's due on January 6th. Still have time. But yay! And you can see my progress. I finished that top row of these guys up here. I finished the puff stitches while Chad was running, and then now I've got those border stitches started, and I'm at the beginning of a row that I have to pay attention to.
Uh-huh.
The next row, there's scallops on the border,
Mhm.
and I have to place the scallops.
Uh-huh.
By the time I get to this point in a Hooked on Sunshine blanket, I'm not counting stitches on every row
Yeah.
anymore, and sometimes I get off by a few.
Yeah,
Like,
you can.
whatever.
It's got a lot of stitches.
And it's fine. But if you start placing scallops, then you actually have to say, like, okay, where's the center?
You gotta pay attention.
Yeah.
How many scallops? And sometimes you have to fudge, like, only put 5 stitches between some of them versus
Yeah.
6 or whatever, just so that you get nice spacing of those scallops. Nobody's
Yeah.
ever going to notice if you've got 5 stitches between some scallops and 6 between another.
Nope.
But they will notice if your scallop is like half on
You
the
got half a scallop
Right.
at the end. Exactly.
Yes,
That's what you want to
exactly.
avoid.
So I actually need to, like, I'm going to lay this out on the floor and put stitch markers, the light bulb stitch markers,
Yep.
where I want, like, each
Mhm.
peak to be.
Mhm.
And then I can
Smart.
form the little shells, the first row of the shells. And then I don't have to do that anymore because you're
Yeah.
just building up around each of those shells. It's only a 1 row project on that.
And actually, I was in the kids crochet class that I taught recently. You know, even though there weren't that many stitches, you know, they're young, they're pretty early in their crochet journey, and you know, sometimes they get close to the end of the round. It's like, oh, I need to get 4 in here, and I can only fit 3, or oh, I should have, you know, 5 more. You know, just their counts were off. And so one hint that I gave them was, you know, usually within a round, you've got some stitches that are tighter than others. So if you've got extra, like, ignore that little tight one, basically. Like, that's one way to fudge, you know. So,
Yeah.
teaching people when and how to fudge is
Yeah.
definitely, like, that is going
When
to
it's
help you
appropriate.
get along on your
Yes.
knitting and crochet journey, for
It's
sure.
super important to be able to do
True.
that.
Yeah, and
You
yeah,
can fudge
you do
the
not want
stitches,
people
not the motifs.
ripping things out if it's not needed.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, for sure.
Yeah, totally. That's amazing. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
So
Looks so
that
good.
was progress.
Mhm.
Then I started the pants for Catherine.
Oh, yay.
Cutie pants. Yay. So this is
Oh.
Benny Hentesset. Look at me working.
Magic
Magic
glue. Woohoo.
I know, right?
Love
Yeah.
it.
No,
I mean, that's not the worst.
it's fine.
It's fine.
I just, they're on relatively small needles. I think these are 3 millimeters, which is a US 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
For normal and then an Addy 3 because Addy.
Addy.
So, and I happen to have this size and this specific needle. It's not one that's in any of the, circular sets that I have. So, or interchangeables. So, whatever. That's what I'm doing. Actually, it might be in the Chagu. I should go look.
It's, what size is it?
It might, 2.5. No, it's not.
I have the small Chagus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like I don't
The
like
minis.
shortness of tips. No, I like these longer tips.
I like the longer tips too.
So anyway, that's what it's going to be. Yeah, because the Chagu starts at 3 for real 3, not at Addy 3.
Yeah.
And then my Addy set starts to 4.
Mm-hmm.
So,
most sets start at 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
so
it's
anyway,
so pretty.
Yay! So now this is little pants, and it has the cable motif, and I blocked the sweater, so now you can see it a little more properly. I'll show you what the progress on this. So Benny Hentesset, that's the set, or it's a newborn set by Mini Modes. There you go. This is a blocked sweater, and you can see it has a little cable motif down the sleeve. Yay! And then you can see I've done this a few times. Sorry, I see I've got like the sweater posted on my belly.
Yeah.
This is how one shows off baby knits. And then the pants have the cable motif all the way around, which looks complicated, but it's actually only cables once every 8 rows, so it's no big deal.
Yeah.
And every time I cable, I just throw a stitch marker in that row that I cabled, so then I just have to count up from the last stitch marker 8 rows.
Yep.
When I get to number 8,
Use your
then
tools.
you do the next cable. Yay, so that's going. It's an easy take-along project at this point, because I'm just going to 12 centimeters of whatever. It's not as easy as this. This is just knitting around. That's why I'm working on that now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But this is an easy take-along project. I did that on the plane between Charlie and Teddy, coming back from Atlanta after they were hyped up on sugar. So
That's
definitely a quality travel project.
For sure.
And then the last thing,
Wow.
the last thing that I've done a lot of travel.
You've done a lot.
Yeah, so get in
So-
that knitting time.
The last thing is the Serena slipover, which I'm super excited about.
Oh, yay.
You remember last time I showed you a bunch of balls of
Yes.
Yes.
wool?
Oh.
Now I have
Oh, that's right. Oh, my goodness.
multiple.
Ooh, it's so pretty. It's so you. I
It's
love that.
So pretty. Wow.
I love this so much.
I
gorgeous.
love it, and I love
The
like,
teal.
Put the
the
teal.
Teal.
Put the teal.
Yep,
Gorgeous.
that was good. Little counterpoint.
It totally highlights all of the other colors in the
Yeah,
combos.
yeah. It just gives enough contrast. It's perfect.
So here, and let me show you up close. Sorry, I'm coming in and out and in and out. I have so many things to show today. But so this is the beginning of the Serena slipover. It's
Or Selena, right?
Selena, yeah, Selena. It's named after Selena Gomez. But it's a knit collage pattern. By that I mean it's online, a knit collage. I feel like the designer was. Is it
Amy
Is
Small?
it Amy? I think it might be Amy herself. Yeah.
Anyway.
Or
It's down below.
there's a few.
Wah. But it's not exclusively knit collage yarn, as I selected my yarns from everything we have at Yarnia. Even if you get a kit at Knit Collage, the kits are only for the stripes. It's not for the stuff in the middle. So you have to
It's
find
like a DIY kind of.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Well, you get to customize it.
Yeah,
and color
exactly.
The way that you want.
Yeah. So so I am using a lot of things. For my solid colors, I have Wool Folk Far, which is their.
It's so floofy. I love it.
no.
Look at that. Look at this
Depth of color.
Look
so
at
pretty.
this.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
fabric.
So gorgeous.
Yeah, it's so nice.
It's really great. So I have Wool Folk Far in color, I think 34. And then this is La Bien-Aimée, their Mohair Silk, and Amy's Shawl. And then the Elena Len, their
Bloom.
Plume, and yes, and the Aube color, I think, which is dawn in French.
Mhm.
And I started out, and my intention was to hold these three each, a strand each of these, which is what I did on the ribbing.
Mhm.
the ribbing is on a 15, then you go up to a 17 for the body. When I went up to a 17, I felt like it was a little light, so I pulled back a few rounds and started, which these stitches don't move. You can pull back all the rounds.
Yeah, really.
And I started with 2 strands. I'm pulling from the inside and outside of the ball.
Getting the floofs.
Yeah, so it just bulked it up just enough that I think it's the perfect weight to knit on a 17.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. And then the stripes are done, and this is super fun. Did I tell you all about this last time? How these stripes are done?
I don't think so.
I don't think in detail, because you really were focused on the colors.
Yeah.
And finalizing your choices.
So you make magic balls. So that means you take like 2 to 3 yard length, sometimes less, a yard and a half, right, of any of your colors. And I have mini skein sets like these of the knit collage. So like all the things that come in the mini skein set. And I use the geode mini skein set.
I love that one.
Yeah. So that's like these guys. And there's 2 mini skein sets, so that's why the balls are bigger, because it's both of them wound together. So that's the geode mini skein set. I have a daisy chain in something. Y'all are
Pretty.
Natural
And
aura?
pretty.
No.
Maybe
Could be aura.
Is it
natural aura.
natural aura? I think the natural aura is a little
That
more
might be.
gold, but it's one of them.
Yeah, it has gold still in it.
Oh, and also, if you look on our website, well, actually, by the time this is out, they won't be. We just did a big knit collage order yesterday.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
they might. They come
so
super fast.
If
They-
we're out,
They do,
check.
but that still means we need to actually get it in inventory too. So
True.
we'll see. We'll see. If our numbers are low, just wait a couple of days and they'll be back higher again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we did just.
And
do
we
the
also
order.
just ordered more Rasta,
Ooh,
including
Rasta.
in this color, which is the whole grain.
Yes, I love
Such
that.
a pretty color.
So
Green.
pretty. Yeah.
So, and these guys, Spun
Spun
Clouds,
Clouds.
Yes.
and the white
French vanilla.
French vanilla. Okay, so that's all. This is a lot, right? So I end up like pulling out 2 yards, 2.5, whatever, and then I have my felting board. I have scissors in here, which I really need to return to the block in the kitchen. But that's what's in there.
Hey, whatever's handy. Right?
Like,
It works.
I mean,
They'll cut things.
And then I have my little felting tool.
so you can just go.
Yeah.
Yes. And I like split the end in half, and you have to. I started out doing pretty short, like that much, but that's one stitch.
The stitches are so big on this. You need to go
so
further.
You really
Yeah.
should go like what's that?
Couple
8
of
inches?
stitches. Yeah.
8 inches ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about 70.
Yeah, and then you split each they're
Each
not
strand,
plied.
yeah,
each
so that's-
strand into 2 lengths down to 8 inches, and you like lay them on top of each other like a sandwich, twist them, add water,
And poke away.
and poke it, and it felts them together, and then you just like roll
It's
it
like
up.
a seriously useful magic knot ball or
Yes.
magic ball because no knots.
No
Yeah.
knots.
But
No
Don't
knots.
do the knots.
I
knots
love
when
it.
I'm done.
That is a great idea. I
Yes.
know.
So
I'm
brilliant.
It's in the
terrified of-
pattern, but
it makes so much sense.
it works really well.
And then also way fewer ends to weave.
Yes.
God, yeah.
And plus, when you weave in ends, I wish I had done that on my Durango pullover because the ends add bulk.
Yeah.
Which it's already bulky, and you don't want
Yeah.
to do that. So I might actually go back in there and like felt some things.
I
together.
should have felt some of my
Yeah.
ends. I was doing it in the car and I did.
But you have a
I
ball
did
about
that.
this
I
big.
wove them together.
You end up with a ball about this big. I used about 9 colors or lengths. Sometimes I duplicate. Add more of one. end.
Yeah.
It's just like random, whatever your hand hits. 9 different lengths in each ball, and that gets you about a stripe.
That's so fun.
So that was
And
super
if
fun.
you're kind of running out before the end, you just like pick one more color and add it on.
felt it in.
Yeah,
felt
felt
it
it
in.
to the
Cool.
end. So anyway, it's almost like 2 projects in one. You get to felt all these fun little magic balls,
Yeah.
which I'm out of right now. I did 3 on the night before Chad's race, and then worked on this in the car on the way home. And then you just knit, and it's just stocking it in the rain.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
quite a ways. I'm
Very
doing
fun.
But
you still have like the excitement of what's next. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes. Oh my goodness, it is so fun, and it just like I love this so much. So much.
Are you making the dress version or the
Yes,
sweater
I'm
version?
making the dress version.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And so someone on Knit Night was like, "That's your New Year's dress." I'm like, "That is my New Year's dress."
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
It's gonna be so cute because it's sparkly.
Yeah.
It'll be great in boots. So it's
it'd be so cute.
not
with
too
boots.
fancy, but still fancy.
Yep, very nice.
So yeah,
And it goes quickly, so you're not sitting there being like, "Oh my god, I have to knit a dress." You're like,
Right.
"Oh wait, this is a really long sweater. It's fine."
So
Yeah.
I'm super excited. That's the end of my whips.
Nice.
Woohoo.
That was a lot. I know.
That's a lot.
I have been
You've been
very
busy, little bee.
Yeah, nice.
I know. All right,
All right.
I'll go.
Yes.
I have my Svensdata pullover, thank you,
Very nice.
which is I'm on the body.
That looks so nice.
It's so cute. I love it.
Now you're just stocking it in the round.
I'm stocking it in the round. I'm adding a couple of vertical darts, which it's basically, when I say vertical darts, I'm just increasing at the side seams only on the front. And voila, I have a vertical dart.
There you go.
And I just kind of was like, well, I'll wing it a little bit. So I'm doing that every 6 rows. Maybe 7 rows? I don't know. It's consistent-ish. So I have that. This is the sweater class. For
And you're
the session.
you're doing increases so you get more ease.
I'm getting, yes, because I sized it according to my upper bust, and my full bust is much bigger than my upper bust, but I wanted to make sure it fit nicely through here.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so I'm adding just a little bit more ease through here. I actually don't mind if it's 0 or negative ease across my full bust,
Yeah.
because
I like that.
like you're the size of your full bust, like your full bust, for like a minute. And then it immediately goes down, at least in my case, with, a decent undergarment. So yeah, so I'm going to increase out, and then I prefer my sweaters a little bit A-line anyway, so I don't think I'm going to decrease down. But you
Just
could if
let
you
it-
wanted
let it
to.
drop. Yeah, let it.
Like I could totally see where if you were making, you prefer a closer fit,
Yeah.
and if you needed, if you were measuring if you were picking the size according to your upper bust, you could increase out and then decrease back down.
That's
All
right.
right. So Svensdata, this is another one where I just spit splice,
Mhm.
cause no ends.
That's nice.
I know, it's very handy. I mean, I had ends for the color changes, but honestly, because this is in,
Split splicing is functionally the same thing that I just talked about.
yeah, but you're just
But-
a little bit.
It would need a lot of spit to do a 7.
I know.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And the Corey worsted and the Wensley worsted, A, spit slices beautifully, and B, a lot thinner than Amanda's. And anywhere I changed colors in this, because I know this is a feltable wool, I didn't actually even weave it into the fabric. I tucked it under the floats. Because I know that the moment I block this, that's gonna,
Yes, it'll felt.
it'll
Start
felt
to
in.
stick together.
I still did my standard, do a U-turn, go diagonal, turn, do a diagonal. So I did the same thing, but under the floats, and everything else is gonna get spit spliced. So I'm only on my second skein of the gray, which is
Oh, nice.
awesome.
Mhm.
So much yardage.
It does have a ton of yardage.
It does have a ton of yardage, which is fantastic. So I'm gonna keep going on this.
That's good holiday knitting.
This is where it's just go round and round and
Mhm.
round and
Yep.
round. And
Always looking for.
I know, right? You need something where you can do it in the background,
Absolutely.
And this is my gift, some of my gift knitting right now. I started a couple days
pretty.
ago a vest for my dad. Just a plain
Aw.
stockinette vest, because he's always cold.
Nice.
And it's super annoying. Because he's like, I'm cold. I'm like, put a vest on.
It makes a big difference. I was wearing
Yeah,
it
keep
under my
you cool,
jacket
warm.
this morning, and it
For
was
sure.
like
Yeah.
33 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt really good under a jacket that was too light for the weather today.
sorry.
No problem.
So this is just going to be a V-neck vest, and I did the back. It's rolling up so you can't see, but it's like a solid 10.5, 11 inches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of winging this pattern because I know how to make a vest. I measured his.
Are you doing top down?
I'm doing top down. Here's my little info sheet that has the measurements of a vest that fits him really nicely.
Mhm.
And I'm basically knitting it to the measurements. So I know how wide the shoulders are. I know how wide the back neck is. And I know my gauge, and that gave me my cast on. I knew I did short rows to drop the shoulders.
Nice.
And I thought ahead this time. And so when I did the cast on, I put in markers where I needed to pick up the shoulders, so I didn't have to count.
That's good.
After I did that, I put that literally into the cast on. So then after I finished the back, I broke the yarn. I picked up stitches for the front, I just finished my short rows, and I am starting my V-neck increases, which I'm doing every 4 rows. How many rows did you?
I don't even remember. I have to go back and look at my notes. I'm also on a much
Maybe
bigger needle.
6. She maybe did 6.
Like that.
But I think I'm going to do every 4, and I'm also doing the 2 fronts at the same time. Because then if I change my rate of increase, if I'm like, oh no, I need to increase much more frequently.
Just do it on both sides.
I just do it on both sides. And look, it's even.
Yeah. Definitely
So-
save yourself a ton of time and like note taking and all of that.
So the back took me, well, I did do it and then about half of the back and then ripped it out because I was like, I don't like the way I did the short rows at the top. I didn't have enough of a shoulder slope. But maybe it took me 2 evenings, not even.
Yeah.
And this is in the LRA Eco Tweed.
Which is a contender for Chad's next sweater because it is so He does
nice.
not like texture, and this one
It's very like
it's
soft
a
and
it's a
smooth.
tweed that does not have texture.
It doesn't have texture. It's got flex.
But what I mean is like it doesn't feel like that woolly rougher
Rustic.
texture.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
That-
a little bit rustic compared to a superwash,
Yeah.
but it's still buttery soft, and I'm
It
knitting
is
it
buttery
pretty
soft.
densely.
Yeah, you're definitely.
Yeah, you are.
So I'm knitting it on 5s, and I want to say it's a sport to DK.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
No
agree.
problem.
Excuse me.
But
I need more coffee this
I
morning.
think it's like it's a good not prickly, but like kind of buttery soft, almost cottony feel. Like I really like it.
Yeah,
It's very nice to knit with.
it's dry, like the feel.
Dry.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's very dry. It's a good, like, you want something in stockinette that still has a little interest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Definitely.
The colors are nice.
The colors are really nice. This is, I think, emerald.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say emerald?
And we have a lot of colors of that.
We do.
But still,
Um,
for 2 shelves.
so yeah, so I'm going to be cranking that out and we'll see. Hopefully, I don't think that'll take that long.
No.
No, I think I'll do, I mean, that's like 2
There's
evenings
no
worth of work.
sleeves.
There's no sleeves, which
Ooh, it's fun.
leans well into my no sleeves. Kathleen whips.
Lack of sleeves.
Lack of sleeves. It leans well into my
Who wants to do sleeves?
trading
Anyway.
cards. Sleeve Island, man, it's a thing.
So I have the same 3 whips that I had last time I was with you. I have made some progress. This is the sweater I'm doing for Jean. This is Pemberton. It is, Amanda will put the name down here. It's a blue sky fibrous pattern, and or it was written for them, but I'm using Northlight Atlantic in the Diddle D color.
Super nice.
It is so nice to knit with. It's definitely one of those, like, as I'm working it, I'm like, oh, I'm so sad we can't get it.
I know.
We do still have a little bit in stock,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we're getting down. We're
I'll-
dwindling down to
Actually,
the
I
end.
just got an email from Sven and Laura yesterday. They have home goods
Yes,
and like
yeah.
pre-done
Ooh.
things for sale. I'll put a link to their shop down below. Their blankets are not cheap, but
delightful.
divine.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, they had a lot of nice items.
I have a couple of
too.
their blankets at my house, and those are the ones I don't let the kids touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be so nice.
So and actually,
color for them.
actually, as much as I said, no gift knitting, I am shooting to have this done by Christmas.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see. And
Yeah,
honestly,
got it.
if not, this is a gift on the needles, and then finished by January 1st, probably,
Perfect.
because
That week between Christmas and New Year's where you're doing nothing but eating cheese. That knit
well,
me cheese.
cheese and cookies.
Hopefully, greeting a baby.
Mostly cookies.
Yes, hopefully greeting a baby.
Yeah, for sure.
That I don't have to have.
You're like, what?
And you still get to pay with
You get the advantage of a baby without having to give birth.
I know.
So that's your Pemberton.
Bobby Intveld. It is
Okay.
Bobby Intveld, but 4 blue sky fibers. And actually, I recommended this pattern to a customer of ours recently, and she came in yesterday with hers. And it is looking beautiful.
Finished?
She's doing it but she's finished most of the front and back actually.
wow.
Wow.
Peggy, who
Oh,
she
yes.
tends to really knit on one project at a time.
Yes, she's
And
a very...
she was concerned that she was about to start the neck, and it didn't have the same patterning, and this must be they don't ever say, I don't think, what size the model is wearing in this. It must be one of the larger sizes.
That makes sense. It
because
looks larger.
It really does. And
It does.
this
It's
is
super slouchy on
the
her.
same size. Like it matches the guy version. Like, there's a guy wearing the sweater as well, and I think this is even the one he's wearing in the picture of the two of them together. So it's probably like maybe even a 2XL.
Yeah.
But she was just concerned that her patterning wasn't matching, and she was spot on. And she was using Tasha K. It was gorgeous. It was so beautiful.
That would be
In
nice.
Tasha K in Geyser Pool. It
I
was
love Geyser
so
Pool.
nice.
Yeah,
So that's a
that-
beautiful great green.
Nice round yarn,
Yeah.
right? Like makes those knit pearl stitches really pop.
Yeah,
Truly does.
for sure.
Truly does.
So the project I was working on, where I felt like I was channeling Amanda with my goals, is a shawl that Kim is teaching a class on, the Leia shawl. And tonight is our third of 4 sessions of this class. And last night I did achieve my goal of finishing everything before the lace portion.
Nice.
So this was a fair amount of
nice.
knitting. I mean,
Yeah.
this is. So I really, as soon as she picked this pattern, I was like, I need to make that. I really like that.
pretty.
It's funny. It's hard to see which side is the twisted rib. It
Other
is
side
this
is the
side.
twisted
It is
Yeah, the
this
front
side.
that's facing the camera right now.
Yep.
This is
Yep.
twisted.
So it's garter and twisted rib, and you're supposed to work to about having about 40% of your yarn left, and I think I'm right about there. So I did 12
Is it twisted on both
repeats.
sides? If you have to
You
twist the
do. You
pearls?
got to twist the pearls, and that was actually making my wrist hurt as I got onto
Yeah, I know
these
what you
really
mean.
long rows.
Yeah.
Which, if you want to bring
Oh.
this up, this is Scout in the hazelnut heather colorway.
I love their heathers.
Sorry.
Very.
No, no problem. It's so nice to be able to like extend this on the pearl strings.
Yeah, I put it on last night so I could, stretch it.
So good.
Also, I was curious as to how big it was getting.
Yeah,
so
you're like, how big
yeah,
of a sweater
I'll throw
or
it
a
back
shawl
on.
is
It's
it?
a good
before-
one.
before class starts tonight.
That looks super classy.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I thought this color was so pretty. It's like a really, like, you can't even describe it. Right?
No,
Like,
you
what
can't.
is it?
It's like
yeah.
it's got some like browns and taupes and mauves
And also a little bit of
reddy,
pink in there. Yeah,
reddy,
pink,
yeah.
red.
pink.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like their heathers are just
Yeah.
some of the best on the market.
Yeah, and I love a good neutral because I wear black a lot, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this will be perfect. This will be so
And it's
nice with a black
interesting
turtleneck or
neutral.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely has got some life going on. So actually, next time I should be well into the lace because I am trying to keep a pace with the class.
Excellent.
And then the last thing I'm doing is I am still working on my Alpine Bloom. How I ever thought I might get this finished for this episode, I was being totally unrealistic. Because, I mean, partly, Thanksgiving, Haley's birthday,
Right.
setting up
Right.
her.
If you had
Well,
11
this is
hours
Saturday,
to wait on a
all that.
runner, you too.
Yeah,
Right.
I might
You
have made
too
I might have made a
could've.
little more progress. And then last night, like at 12:15 a.m., I was having serious yarn barf with the fingering, so I had to wind the ball, and that wound up taking longer than I wanted it to. Whatever. Yeah, this I don't have on pearl strings because I stole them for the shawl. But I've got maybe 8 rows of the color work left on
Nice.
this, and so this is Kelborn Woolens Cricket in the black colorway. And this is a Trey Liz yarn from our Le Suke sale that Amanda brought back from France. We've sold quite a bit of that. There's not a lot of the Trey Liz left. So
And
so
it
this,
looks so good in the color work. You have inspired
It
me.
does.
Oh,
It
thanks.
really is beautiful.
and I love that I actually have something that matches my big
Yeah.
bag.
Yes!
Like it's
You
so
coordinate it.
unusual for
Here,
me.
let me show.
But yeah, if you
Let
want
me show
to,
this. I might end up doing not with
not the
trailers,
black,
but-
but
yeah, not with the black, but I love this so much. Look at those blooms.
Yeah, so-
that is just spectacular.
So I'm no longer gonna project when I might finish it, but I'm just looking forward to finishing it. And I am trying to actually, well, except that I did cast on this for a sample, I'm trying to finish these 3. Well, it's 2 sweaters
Finish your
and a big
whips.
shawl. It's
Yeah.
2 sweaters. Like those are not gonna be like 2-week projects for the most part.
No,
So-
you're committed for a little
But yeah, I'm loving this, and I really do want to wear it. So we'll see. Moving them all along, so not
Cool.
too much progress. I will try to throw in progress keepers so I can measure my progress. Oh yeah, here I did what you were talking about too, Amanda, with the Cocoa Knits and one of my Black Pearl Magic
Oh yes.
Farmer's Keepers. Yeah. So that's
Very
my
smart.
beginning around on that guy. And
So, yeah,
Yeah,
I
so-
have a skein of Stranded Elf. I don't know if you watch the Stranded podcast.
no.
With Jude, who's a dyer in Scotland.
Uh-huh.
And his mom was like a huge part of the podcast when it started 10 years?
Oh, wow.
10 years ago?
Wow, wow.
8 years ago?
Going on a while.
It's a long time. His birthday sale is like right now, or was last weekend. But she passed away a year ago,
Aw.
and he dyed this color in her memory, and it is like, it's a gorgeous aqua. But
Mhm.
and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this, and I really want to do something like special with it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know you guys obviously watch podcasts. I watch a lot of podcasts
Yep.
too, and I feel like, you know, I'm friends and know these people.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
You know, you watch regularly. And so, yeah, I'm when you did it with the white, I
Yeah.
think that would be really nice to
Yes.
use.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
With an aqua, that would be
Yeah.
beautiful.
That would be really nice.
So that's
Definitely.
that's now in my mental queue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually,
Nice.
I think, in my Ravelry queue, which gives a
Cool.
lot better shot of
Uh-huh.
happening in the next 12 months.
Yeah.
You're like, I've committed to it online.
Yeah, I have.
Therefore,
yeah.
Yeah.
I have only like 6 things in my Ravelry queue.
I
Those
have
Oh,
things.
like 40 or 50, and
I have like 400.
the first 18 are pretty real.
Yeah.
I mean, like they're real and in order right now,
Yeah.
and then we'll see.
Not
But then
real.
I actually, one thing that I want to work on, and I'll say it now just for accountability, when I get at least one of these 2 sweaters done, I want to go back to my Ariana cardigan because I want to be able to wear that. That is,
That
I'm
one's
doing
lovely.
that in Lucky Tweed. It's crocheted, so that makes it heavier.
Next
Right
year's
there.
the year of the finished blanket.
There you go.
Yes.
I have a lot of blankets. Next year.
So, all right.
We
so
should talk about our next
Opinions.
section. We have opinions.
we do.
Thank you guys for posting your questions with the hashtag. We have opinions,
Or just hashtag
or just-
opinion.
Just
yeah.
hashtag opinion.
Hashtag opinions.
Please keep asking questions.
Yeah.
Because we love sharing our opinions.
We do. And I've
We're opinionated.
got a little spreadsheet going here. We've kind of
Yes.
checked off the ones that we've done. I've added in some new ones that people have asked on later episodes, you know, after the first one where we started this.
Yep.
And, you know, I'd love to add more. I mean,
Yeah.
what else do you want to know about? We're working our, very loud
There's
truck.
a truck parking.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about our opinions. What's the question for
So-
this week?
So, this is in the category of favorites and essentials.
Nice.
Holly Pearls in episode 110 asked, for a beginner knitter, what would you consider the must-have tools versus nice-to-have but not necessary tools? And also in episode 110, Esther DGN Vittorio 5279 asked, what notions do you consider essential for knitters? So
we have opinions on this.
we do. So, I guess first thing I would say within this is, like, how much do you guys carry around in your project bags? Do you mostly carry what you know, like, do you consider everything you carry essential? Do you vary it by project?
I like to have options for. I actually tend to carry all of my needles around. Not all of my needles because I have multiple sets.
But a full set.
Yeah, I think I have one of my toe bags over there.
Right here.
You're literally getting what Jen and I actually have in our bag.
Yeah, like this is truly,
Yeah.
and this is
Oh, me
what
too.
I have in my bag on a routine basis. So I have a set of Chagu interchangeables, which are my preferred interchangeables recently. I vary, right? I also have a set of the leggy wooden needles, which I love. I have a set of Carbons interchangeables, but one of the reasons I like the Chagus is I like their little.
Their case is really nice.
Their case is
very
fantastic. It's very portable.
Mhm.
I
It's
have
nice and compact.
a full
And it zips.
set. So I
Yes.
have from 2s through 15s. So it's when I say a full set of Chagus, it's actually technically the 2 sets. It's the smalls and the bigs. And I
And
have
even
multiples.
Right?
Whoops.
Two is
Yes.
beyond small.
2 is
Mini?
No. 2 is
Two is still in the small.
It goes from 2
Oh yeah.
Yes.
In the
in the Chagus.
in the half
it's
size,
two.
in the
That's
smalls
because
versus
the
bigs.
3
Yeah.
is 2.25.
Yes.
That's why I'm on the Addies.
Yes. So Chagus at US 2 is 2.75 and US 3 is 3.25.
Yeah.
So I have my full set of Chagus with a little T-pin. Yeah. Plus I also have my 40-inch zeros for socks.
Yep. I have, in my Chagus set, I also have, because that does not have a 10.75 or 10.875.
No, it does not.
Which if you knit a lot of Euro patterns that are sized in millimeters,
Yeah.
I got those separately and they're tucked in there.
I have my cords and my extra cords all wound together in this. So these are for the standard Chagu sets, which is the 2 through 8s. And then I have for the large Chagu sets, which are basically, they have a different join, which are the 9s and ups. Yep. So I have these two. And so I pretty much always have that with me. I also have their mini sets somewhere in one of these, but that's really for that I got recently primarily for like 2 at a time socks, and that's like the zeros, ones, 1.5, I think. I can't remember what that is. So that's a little babies, but I love these, and so I bring these with me because sometimes if I'm switching from like ribbing to a main, it's compact enough that I can fit it in my tote bag that has other projects in it. I also have, this is just randomly in here. Sometimes I have, there's my other. This is the Leica double pointed needle case, and I have some extra Leica tips. I have some double points in here, both carbons and Leicas, and I have a cable needle.
Nice.
In here. And this I find
you have your
nice,
most used sizes, basically, right?
Yeah, or I had them for a project and I just never took it out of my bag. And then in every project bag, I have a little, I got these little tins that are like Altoid tins a number of years ago. And I have one in all of my, here's my minis. This is the Chagu mini set. No, this was the one that I cleared out. Hold on. I'm a bit of a mess. There we go. In this one. In this, I have a...
that was the same bag that this sweater was in, right?
Yes, it was.
And then that you vacated.
I vacated, and then now it's...
Yeah.
So this is like a large...
It's like a big
Altoid size tin. And I have a couple of these, and in them are a small thing of waste yarn, just fingering weight, scissors. In this case, a cable needle, because I was working on it with this. A light bulb stitch marker that holds a collection of stitch markers. And like just random, same thing, another collection of stitch markers. And a Chibi's needle case with a bunch of tapestry needles. This is kind of, I also have, what I had in the other bag is a measuring tape. One of the measuring tapes goes in here too. I don't know why I took it out.
So you know what, can I interrupt you because this is really hilarious? This is what I carry. I actually used to make these things called knitting survival kits. Yeah. Like when I had an Etsy shop way back before Yarnia. And there were 7 things. And so I made little notions pouches, and there were 7 things in every notions pouch. Almost exactly the same as Jen's. So, they're actually, all right. So one thing, I have a needle swatch gauge also that I usually put in. Sometimes it's my Yarnia, sometimes it's this. But Chibi, with the needles that came with it, plus more, as I collect them. Actually, one thing I have that I consider essential is a pencil, because I do paper patterns, and I really try to make notes as I go. So that is one of those things. Whoops.
I do have guys. I have a pen or a pencil in my bag here, and the Chagu needle sets comes with a needle gauge.
There you go. So they are already included. I also have, this is in my sweater bag right now, so I have the Katrinkles instruction set. So whether it's the back of the sweater, the front of the sweater, the sleeves, just because I like to know. It's one of those, like, you could use the same stitch markers, but I particularly care for those. I also, because again, paper patterns, highlighter tape I usually have in here. I used to not carry this around, but actually it turns out that it's like I use it a lot, and it does last. I mean, I've done on that shawl that we showed earlier, I used one piece for the entire, like, 12 repeats of that pattern.
So you can take it off and reuse that.
Yeah. But for the next part, I'm going to start a new piece, so it's nice that I have that with me.
Doesn't get ready.
Waste yarn. I actually have scraps from the sweater, as well as fingering weight waist yarn, which is funny. I love pearl strings and I use them all the time too, but I also do like to have that waist yarn in there. I found that when I don't have it, I need it, so
Yeah.
I just carry it now. Scissors. I've got my Hohi Kelmscott scissors.
I love the Kelmscott.
Actually, one other thing I always do, and this is part of my 7 crochet hook.
Yep.
I love to have like a smaller than the gauge of the project crochet hook, so that if I drop something, it just makes it easy to pick it up.
Very smart.
And then I throw my yarn labels in there too as I'm undoing.
I
like
ditch
to
my
keep
yarn
them
labels.
to the end. And then for this, it's funny because I also did throw in, for weekends, I always take a full set of needles. I don't carry them around all the time. I happen to grab my, the Leica Cipra.
Oh, so pretty.
I
I
really
really
do
want
love
to try
them.
those.
They're nice. I
So pretty.
I like them because they're not as slippery as regular metal needles to me. They have a tiny bit of drag, which I like because I generally like
well, and
bamboo needles.
If you like metal needles but find them too slippery, the chow goods are like slick.
They're really slick.
And
Yeah, I
pointy.
like them for socks. That's what I use if I'm doing socks. But what I threw in here was this is my ribbing needle, so that I will still have it. And now obviously I'm onto the body. But rather than, put them back in the set or just have them loose, I have them in a little baggie with the pin and the stoppers here in this. And that is about it. Actually, the other thing that is... Oh, there was a tape measure.
Tape measure.
From Knitting Posse at Rhinebeck.
Nice.
This is a new thing that I love. If you're doing a lot of weaving out of ends, it is a needle minder.
Oh,
Which
nice.
We've been carrying those from Hawthorne, right?
Hawthorne, yeah.
And it's so handy. Like, you leave this on the outside of your bag, and then if you are using a needle, or even scissors, I will put my needle and my scissors on
Or
it.
the cable needle from...
Yeah, if you've got a metal cable needle, exactly.
Or
It just
there's
keeps
just bamboo with a metal...
the metal
core,
center,
yeah.
So you can just...
It's so nice to just have it like sitting there ready, and yet it's not going to fall on the floor.
Yeah.
Because that is the thing. So those are my essentials. But as you were going through your bag, I'm like, check.
You're like,
check.
ding, ding.
So
Let's see
interesting.
what I have.
Let's see
Yeah,
what
let's see
Amanda's
what
got.
Amanda has.
Because I am... So, I actually have my travel kit.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I literally just... this is a Hohi little
Hohi
dumpling
bags.
bag. I love them too. Right? This is
So
what I
cute.
just tossed in my bag, and they're so awesome. We don't carry these. I'm just a fan. Like, hardcore.
We would, but
would.
Yes, we
Good.
would.
if we ever made it to the
If
top
we
of
get
the
it off
list,
your wait list, Hohi, please. But anyway, I've already bought out your inventory 3 times. Okay. So, I have a bag for each project, and I have a bunch of interchangeables at home. And the question is, like, what's an essential tool for knitters? I would say, like, once you get past your 3rd or 4th project and you're like, I really like this hobby, this is for me, just consider an interchangeable set for sure.
yeah.
Because you're committed.
Yeah. Yep.
And you
then
will save money in the long run.
And you have everything, and it's
For
easy
sure.
to have everything. Yeah.
because I mean, especially you're probably knitting with circular needles, right? Which if you bought them individually, it's $10 to $12 per. A little bit more for the larger sizes, and then for every length, that would be like a different.
Exactly. 16, 32, 40, 24.
Yeah, so it ends up
Yeah.
adding up. I have another needle case, which is important because I don't like knitting on like the very short interchangeables. I like using fixed 16-inch circulars. So I have almost a full set of a 16-inch that I've accumulated over the years knitting a lot of hats.
Yep.
So those go in a needle case, as well as I have DPNs that I don't have a DPN set. I get the Addie's flip sticks, and also what do you call them?
The flexi flips.
Flexi flips, and so I have like needle cases for each of those, but those stay at home.
I have a roll-up case that I got at Rhinebeck a couple of years ago that have all of my DPNs with labels and all of my flexi flips, and it rolls up into a nice little tube. I love it. That tends to stay at home.
I have
It's funny. I have one of those that I've never filled. It's,
Oh my gosh.
It's with my notions.
It's so. I mean, mine is packed.
Yeah, mine is
Yeah.
packed.
I have
I
full
don't.
sets.
I hardly
I have-
ever use DPN, so that's why. That's
Yes.
one reason.
I have wood, I have
just
metal, and I have carbons.
I have-
That's investment over 20
Yeah.
odd years.
Yeah, I have a Grace's cases, both like a big one
Mhm.
that has like a bunch of needles, some double points, all my fixed circulars are in there, and then I have one that's just for double points that's longer because the original one I have is like the double points are sideways,
Yeah.
so the longer DPNs don't fit in there.
Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
poke out.
Yeah, but obviously I knit with DPNs a lot and
Mhm.
flexi flips. So, but when I start a project, right, that's when I go to my interchangeable sets at home or my, collections of 16-inch and like pull the needles I need for that project. And I pull all the needles I need for the project and put them
Yeah.
in a bag. This project does not have a home right now. I literally started it yesterday because I wanted to show you guys, and I thought I would get further, but I left the needles on my TV tray. The other set of needles, so I pulled the 3s and the 7s and left the 7s on the TV tray because they did not have a project bag. I was just tossing them in the top of other project bags.
Mhm.
So project bags also a necessary.
Yes,
item.
absolutely.
I love a project bag. I have many project bags. I tend to lately default to shoving my project into a tote bag, whether it's in a project bag or not.
Yeah, but you can't keep, if you start with all your needles, like you need it in
Yeah.
a bag. I even, before
Yes,
I had
if
project
you-
bags,
Your methodology,
Yeah.
you absolutely need a bag. You
Yeah.
need something to corral all of your things.
before I had
I do
project
too.
bags-
Yeah, I've got my my pattern. I've got my swatch if I made one, which I usually do. I've got my notions kit for certain things. Like this one's got, and also I've been carrying multiple bags a day, so I don't necessarily have everything in every bag because I know that between the bags I've carried, I've got everything I need. So like there's pearl strings in the bottom of this one, and I usually have like one ball of yarn. I don't even always keep the entire pattern. Again, for paper pattern people, I keep maybe like the chart pages,
Yeah.
and then the big pattern is home in a bag with the extra yarn for the project.
Yeah. Yes.
And as items get bigger, this is going to upgrade to a bigger project bag
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
Because
But-
it won't fit.
That's why I like having multiples of these little guys. Because
Yeah.
I can keep one per project. So I'm not always like, where are my scissors?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need my scissors. I need a measuring tape. I need my needles. So I have multiples.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's because
I
I
don't
work
have-
on multiples.
I don't have multiples.
I-
I work on multiples, but I keep my little travel bag. I move it from
Yes.
from project to project.
What's in your travel bag?
So I have the little box bag.
You.
This is a recent addition, but
Yeah.
even my
Sorry.
even my normal notions bags, I would much rather have a flexible bag because if I'm traveling, I don't want something hard,
Yeah.
and I don't want it that bulky because I often have much smaller bags.
Yeah.
So I keep it very small, and that's why I love these little box bags that Black Pearl Magic did. And I got one of the Barbie ones when she came here.
Yeah.
So this is actually what I took to Alabama, and I took with me my whole crochet project plus this whole project, and so you can see and this vest.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see in this bag are all the needles that I needed for all the projects.
Mm-hmm.
This was what I knit my vest on. Oh, and I took this. So I took 4 projects. I took this, this vest,
Mm-hmm.
the baby pants, and the knitting. These were all the needles because I knit my little cowl on my unicorns.
Mm-hmm.
The double points are for these legs when I get to them. And then this was for the beginning of the project, the waistband on a smaller gauge.
Mm-hmm.
And then this little bag. So what's in my little bag? I have also scissors.
Those foldable ones are fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I got these in a Tosh Christmas Advent.
Mhm.
Yes. That was last
No,
year's, I
JK.
think, right?
Jimmy Beans.
Okay. Yeah, earlier then.
2017, pre-Yarnia.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, the little foldable scissors, they're actually quite sharp.
Yeah.
But also the little gems are
Yeah.
another alternative.
Yeah.
Those are on my bedside table right now.
I'll try to remember next time to bring my little round thing that I have that's like
Yeah.
a really tiny
They're
essentials
the
too.
weirdest of-
Yeah, with the little gems.
This one is an Addy. What do you call it?
Needle gauge.
Needle gauge. Yes. You have to have one for Addy because you can't read the size of those needles on the little cord.
Oh God, it's
So-
impossible.
But I love it because it is very small.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a wee-in.
Oh my! I was weaving an ends yesterday, and my chibi is out. So
Uh-oh.
it's supposed to be a chibi in here. I also have a yellow bent tip needle chibi, so it's on my couch with the spare needles. So that should be in here. I also have a yarn cutter.
Nice.
Yay!
Mm.
Traveling. Wrist ruler.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's
yeah.
my ruler. Right. Also a fashion statement.
Right.
Sometimes I do
Also
wear
looks
it.
cute.
I mean,
Yeah,
I also
or-
wear it. I'll pull it out and wear it, especially if I'm at a knitting event. And then a bunch of stitch markers floating around the bottom. Both light bulbs and round ones. And little cute winter fox.
Cute winter fox.
But yeah, so that's all I needed for the whole weekend.
Uh-huh.
There was never anything that I didn't have.
This is my other little tin of stitch markers that's currently in here because it was the ones I was taking off of this, but it fits in my tin.
Nice. Yeah,
so
that is a nice
I
size tin.
can put it in my tin and close it up and corral because I like collections of collections and things and things.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say in terms of what you need, what beginner knitters need is like a little notions kit that has the essentials: stitch markers, scissors, tapestry needles,
Ruler.
or measuring tape, or both.
Yeah.
And if you're working a wrist ruler, something.
They're extremely collapsed.
Something like that. Because then you have the things, your tools that you need, and you can develop. Like over time, you develop what you want to do and what works for you, and then you can add to your little kit. But I agree also. Like if you're committed to the hobby, right? Whether you're a crocheter or a knitter, I think one thing that is to your advantage once you're like, all right, I'm in it.
Yeah.
Like make a little investment and the needles that you like the best. And you can try out, like you can buy interchangeable needles a la carte.
Yeah.
And be like, well, let me try the Leica ones. Let me try the Chiagos. Let me try the unicorns. Let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try this. See which one you like the best.
Yeah.
And then be like, all right, I'm getting the set.
And honestly, too, if somebody came in and was like, I really want to try these Addies, I want to try the Chuggoos, I'd be like, here, try these Chuggoos.
Try them.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Like, test them out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like the needles or the hooks are so personal and...
Email in advance because I don't always have everything
Right.
with me at the time, but like, that, I mean, I wouldn't buy a car without driving it around the block.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like a crochet kit is like a nice gift to put together, right? If you just have a collection of all of your hooks together, you can fit, honestly, you can fit those into like one of those like cigar style, like roll up things or cigar style tubes, depending on how big your handles are. And you have your notions kit with like locking stitch markers and like that, that I feel like is the default of what you need. And then you can fold in project bags, right? You see a cute project bag. We have project bags that range in price from, what are the go nuts?
15 is
15.
Well, the sweat bags are 15.
Yeah, the sweat bags.
Which those are a
are
nice
great.
size. They actually hold a lot.
Fit a lot.
And they're waterproof, great for taking to the pool or the
Right.
beach.
But like I feel like that's kind of the upgrade. Maybe that's the first upgrade that like a beginner knitter does instead of carrying around your, as much as we love our Yarnia bags, right? Instead of carrying around your Yarnia paper bag with your project in it.
Or a Ziploc.
Or Ziploc.
Or Ziploc, that's what I did for years.
Bump it up. I mean, I have a million pouches because I have pouches inside of bags. Like, that's just how I organize my purse and stuff. But like, you can repurpose those too if you have
absolutely.
big enough ones.
Yeah,
like, anything can be a project bag.
Yep, and also the little notions kit that I have, I actually have about 7 of those that are pretty much identical. But because I have so many whips, they're all in the different bags.
They're all in different bags.
So
I like having one of these.
actually my I don't know, don't really make New Year's resolution, but my goal for 2024 is to, if not finish all the whips that I have, at least really go through them, decide what I'm going to make, what I'm not going to make, clean out all those bags. I did a little bit. I've done a little bit of cleaning of bags, but yeah, normally I have a notions kit in every bag.
Yeah.
And partly it's just because I'm using the smaller bags now that my full motions kit doesn't fit in every single bag, but whatever.
That's why I like my tin. I also like my tin because I can reach in blind and feel it.
The only reason I don't like the tin, I don't like the noise.
Yeah, I agree.
I actually don't like
That's
the
why
noise.
I like the box.
Well, now I know. Do I have stitch markers in here?
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
Or
Yeah,
just
and
always
I
do.
usually do have,
I know.
it's funny, I usually do have light bulb as well as, other stitch markers too, and I don't know why I didn't do that last night.
Yeah.
Light bulb stitch markers and the circular ones are things that, it's funny, we have one customer who buys a container at least once a week of either
Just
one or the other.
disappear.
Monica, she's so sweet.
Yeah, I love
She's like, yeah, I don't know where they go. They just,
Well,
I mean, they disappear. Stitch markers are honestly,
general,
like,
but-
if you had one tool other than needles,
Mm-hmm.
I would say stitch markers.
So those are our opinions for the week. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Stitch markers are key.
It's clearly the scissors that are in your chopping block in the kitchen.
Right.
You
can
should
just
not be
grab
traveling
those.
with you. Other people might
I
need them.
mean, you can have them travel with you.
Yeah, I mean, I did. I've
You
had
did.
those for 2 weeks in my bag.
Right.
They didn't
So
go
I'm
with
sure
you
Beth
to
is sitting
Alabama,
there
did
going
they?
like, where?
No. I didn't
No.
bring. I mean, I'm not
Okay.
bringing this much of a
No,
project
no.
to Alabama.
No.
So we have been chatting with you for a
For a
while,
long
and we actually
time.
have 2 people that need to come into the store to do other work things. So we probably should get moving.
Yeah, so let's what's our next thing? Should we talk about what our giveaway was last week?
We should. So
Please, so I don't have to record it later.
yes, exactly.
because
This is
we
why
occasionally do that.
we actually made it out this time. So our question last episode was, what is your favorite Thanksgiving or other holiday tradition? And the prize is a Hardycraft mini crochet or felting kit.
Ooh,
Nice.
So our winner is Kathy Dunn, 6869. Yay, Kathy, who said, enjoy your chatter, because you were commenting on how much we were chattering last episode.
And this episode.
As her grands have gotten older, her favorite Thanksgiving tradition has become doing the dishes with them. I love what they chatter about. I
Aw.
love working with them and being part of a joyful yet helpful task.
I
think
love
that is
that.
so sweet, and totally I can sympathize. At my
Aw.
mom's house, she does not have a dishwasher, and that's one of those things where
Everybody
one will be
helps.
washing, one will be drying, and you just have these quiet little conversations, and
It's
I love it so much.
nice.
So Kathy, congratulations! Thank you for commenting, and let us know. Take a look at our Hardycraft mini crochet and felting kits, and let us know which one you'd like us to send to you, and if there's anything else you want, the shipping is on us.
Yes.
So email hello@shopyarnia.com.
I love it.
All
So
right.
we do we have a giveaway question this week?
So-
We're going to.
I think given what we've just talked about,
Yes.
what are a couple of your key tools? What's in
Yes.
your notions kit? I think is
Top
I
five.
think that's a good. What's your
Yeah.
top 5?
yeah I like that. Yep.
Top 1 to top 5.
Top 5
1 to
notions.
5. You can go
And if you're like me and it's more like 10, you can list
You
that
can
out
just
if you
do
want
it,
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this
So
is the thing. We learn
is-
from each other.
absolutely. Yep. So
Right?
and the prize. Well, actually, we haven't talked about new in store yet. So
But I think this segues so nicely into new in store. The prize will be.
we haven't decided.
We haven't decided yet. But let's talk about what's new in store.
So you know what? All right. How about this? The prize will be a yarn of the month, either from Knitted Wit or from Madeline Tosh,
I love it.
because
And any of the old colors as well?
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Ooh,
Perfect.
that's a good one.
Yep. So
And if you need guidance,
just
you'll
email,
contact
call,
us.
whatever. Yep.
So let's
But I
dive
think that's a
into
fun, yarn of
our
the month
first.
of either Tosh or Knitted Wit, because we've been doing those for a while.
Yeah.
So this is the color, the Tosh color for December.
it's called.
It's called Pure Imagination, and it is in celebration of the new Wonka movie coming out in December. And I love so much what they did around this movie. They
cute.
carried their theme out so well.
It's so cute.
These are, I have my little sign right
What
here.
are these little snappies
Where is it?
called?
snaps.
They're little project bags,
Oh, snap. Project
Yep.
bags.
but these.
Metallic gold.
Yep, and it is the golden ticket Wonka bag.
I
So-
love it.
Show the back of it. I guess. I don't know.
No, every so in the golden ticket project bag you get a skein of Tosh Twist Light in the color Pure Imagination, which we're showing it to you here in Tosh Sock.
This is
It's the same color. You also get the bag itself, and you get a download of the new Gobstopper sock pattern. Don't you love how they just took it all the way through?
Love it. And the Gobstopper sock
Those are
pattern is
bag.
so
There's the
Cute.
And there's a picture of
I
the.
feel like this yarn
there's
pattern
the sock.
would make a fantastic. I love the colorway.
It's so pretty.
Yay.
And not only do you get the bag, the yarn, and the pattern in a portion of the bags, there is actually a golden ticket. They did it. This is what I'm saying. It's so fun. It's so well done. Such a great, consistent marketing effort.
So cute.
So we
Do you
don't
get
know.
anything with a golden ticket?
With a golden ticket, you get to pick a skein of Tosh from either the store that you got it from, or you can bring it and redeem it at any store that
Oh my god,
has-
that's so
that
fun.
carries Tosh sock yarn.
They're so clever.
Or
And
Madeline Tosh yarn in general, right?
yeah, I just think it's supposed to be the sock though. I don't know. We'll find out.
we'll find out details. I just knocked something off.
But
Sorry.
then there's even one more, the ultimate grand prize, a la Willy Wonka. One of the people who gets a golden
Gets to own
ticket,
Tosh. No, I'm kidding.
they get the chance to work with Tosh to develop a custom colorway.
Oh, that's fun.
Is that amazing?
That is so fantastic.
I think that's so great. So
How much are these little kits?
These are $45.
That's great.
It's the
deal.
yarn, it's the bag, it's the pattern,
pattern,
and a chance
and-
at the golden ticket.
I mean, I feel like this is a really fun gift.
Very
whether to
giftable.
yourself, like,
Very
right?
giftable.
Like, you put
Yeah.
a little bow on this, pop this under the tree.
It's
by
so
the menorah.
festive.
Like,
It is
how
so
fun would this
festive.
be?
That is super cute.
In and of
I
itself.
love it.
I love the O snaps too. That was well, my
They're
bag
good
here
bags.
was a big big
Yeah.
snaps.
Yep.
Then it came with another little snaps inside. I love them.
I like because they close, but you
Yeah.
can still run the yarn through
Exactly.
without
No
it
snagging.
catching.
Mhm.
good.
So this is kind of goes in keeping with a lot of the new stuff that we have in store, which is kits.
Yes.
So this is a kit from Madeline Tosh. We have kits from Blue Sky. We have kits from us,
we do.
including Kathleen mentions the kit for the
Sunrise
scarf,
chevron.
the chevron sunrise shawl / scarf.
Mm-hmm.
We've been putting together kits. If you guys came in during Black Friday, Small Business Saturday weekend, you probably saw, but we have
I'm gonna grab some
ton,
more.
a ton of kits that we've been putting together. So we have ready-made kits that are grab and go, or if none of them are striking your fancy, we can put together kits for you, bespoke.
Yeah.
Right? If you know, like, oh, you know what, this is a great pattern, but I don't like any of the colors that you guys have out. Just
Oh,
So
let us know.
So
Like,
that
comment.
is a hat kit. So that's a skein of Rasta plus a pom pom with,
Adorable.
and we've got a few suggested patterns. One of them is the what is it, braided heart?
The braided heart
that Jen
thingy.
made with our Rasta.
Which is a
so the
great
pattern's not included. It's a suggested pattern. So
But if but especially if you're buying for yourself, if you want the pattern, we totally buy the pattern. We
Right.
let you know what
Buy
the
the
price
pattern,
of
we
each
print it out.
pattern is, and all of these have notes on the back about, like, this particular one is
yeah.
Pasquale, so you can make 2 hats with this kit
Ooh.
if you reverse your colors. So, like, you pick one as your and
That's
this
the
is
Tibetan. That's what I'm using.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a pretty colorway.
so this is based on the Snowy Stripes hat that we showed you a few episodes ago.
Yep.
And yeah, with 3 skeins of the Pasquale, you can easily make 2 hats, and you'll
Yeah.
still have some leftovers. And we threw in 1 pom pom. If you want to make 2 hats and 2 pom poms, do it.
Yeah.
But these are just some suggestions. And then
This
one,
is the Fightin' Words mitt kit, which makes 1 pair of mitts. The needle size determines your finished size. I love this pattern. I've made this 3 times. It's the one that say Bam and Pow, and this is with pheno garn.
Mhm.
And like this would be so fun. And I have to say these are
These kits will also make a lot of the skein deer
yes.
patterns, which I'm going to
Yeah.
bring in my Christmas mittens that I made last year.
Yes, yes.
But she has a ton of 2-color, Norwegian colorwork mittens.
Yes.
That
Oh
are
my goodness.
awesome.
So we've put together colors and pattern suggestions,
Mhm.
but if none of them strike your fancy and you're like, you know what, I really need a crochet kit for my friend.
Yep.
And be
We'll be
like,
happy
she
to put
loves
it together.
pinks. Be
Yep.
like, cool.
Yeah.
Let us know in store.
Yep.
Shoot us an email. We'll put together a kit for you
Absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
browse patterns
all the time.
far more than any human should.
Yeah.
And we also, but like, if you have a pattern and you're like, I don't know what yarns, we're like, we can do that too. We're good at that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have fun, and people seem to like it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we have
And actually, well, one thing we should say too is the kits as they are not on the website, because the way this happens, it's, you know, we are basically just pulling things off the shelf and then ringing them up as they go.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not local, definitely, you know, if you want one of these, we can pull it together for you as well.
Yeah,
so
contact us.
Just email, call the store. We are always happy to help.
Yep. Use
Absolutely.
the contact us at the top of the
Yeah.
bar, right?
Exactly.
Shopyarnia.com.
Yep.
There's
Yep.
a link of contact us, and you can send us a note and say, I'm looking for XYZ.
And we will be happy to help you.
And you can pull together that and then perhaps send, if like you're looking for something for yourself and you're like, I like this kit. I would like a kit like this, and I will be sending my loved one to come get it or purchase it on my behalf and give it to me for said gifting season.
That works too.
That works too.
Yeah.
Because we understand that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So did we say already what our
I think
comments are?
Mm-hmm.
What
are
our
your top five?
commenters
What are your
winning?
top five notions?
And they're going to win
One of the monthly colors.
Either
from
a
Colors.
Tosh color of the month
Yep.
or knitted whip,
Knitted
because we're
whip.
also doing those.
Ooh.
And
We show you the knitted whip and the Tosh monthly colors 50% of the time.
no, more than that. They're not always at the very beginning of the month.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
They it's more that it's like
So as frequently as we remember right before the podcast.
oh you mean on here? I thought you meant I was
On
thinking
the
Instagram.
podcast.
No, you're right. Yeah, we're
But they're
not
on
as
our
we're not as good.
Insta.
We talk about them on Instagram every month.
Yes.
Usually within the first week. Oh my goodness, there's so much stuff up here.
We're chaos,
devolving.
Usually within the first, it is totally devolving.
So you can check
But-
out on our Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the best way to see it, and it's so funny because you know we've been doing these things in the month, and I said all right, this is going to be the last month for Tosh, and because we are doing two, and then I saw the January Tosh color.
Like, it's so pretty.
We're
It's so
doing it.
pretty.
We're doing it. So there's always something to look forward to.
There's always something new going on. So comment below on what's in your notions kit. What are your top
I can't wait to
five?
hear.
Yes, exactly.
I'm
Is
very
is there
excited to
anything
hear.
that you have that you really feel like we've missed? Is there
Right.
a key thing that
And what do you agree on? And
Yeah.
thank you
All
guys for watching.
Thank you for watching.
We appreciate you sticking through to
If you
bitter
lasted
end.
this long, big kudos.
And we hope you enjoy Vlogmas. Please like and subscribe. You'll get notifications when the Vlogmas videos are up. And then
Which is
dedicated
every day.
to Amanda, the month of December.
Yep.
And remember, if you're commenting on Vlogmas, we see that we're posting every day what happened that day, and we're reading it. So feel free to have conversations.
Yes,
and
because
that's
we're
what
Absolutely.
Vlogmas-
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
these are posted 4 days after, and a lot of times
Yeah.
you're commenting like in the next week, so it's a little delayed, but
Yeah, Vlogmas is
Vlogmas,
yeah.
real-time conversation.
Real
Yeah,
time.
Vlogmas, Vlogmas is happening.
Absolutely.
So,
all right. So
thank you guys.
thanks for watching. Take care, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.